Host, representing a rare rebuke of a colleague that Speaker Nancy Pelosi deemed an emergency.
Two Republicans, Representatives Adam Kinzinger and Liz Cheney, joined all Democrats in voting for the measure, which censored Gosar and removed him from his spots on the Natural Resources and Oversight Committees. After the vote, Speaker Pelosi read the resolution on the House floor.
The House has resolved that Representative Paul Gosar of Arizona be censured.
House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy says House Democrats are hypocrites.
When a congressman on the Intelligence Committee was targeted by a suspected Chinese Communist Party agent for years, the Democrats kept him on the committee. Why? Rules for thee, but not for me.
Bernie Bennett in Washington.
Looking for a higher open on Wall Street this morning. Dow futures up 19. NASDAQ futures 91 points higher. More on these stories at townhall.com.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I know what you're expecting to hear right now, the announcement of today's KSVIP. Well, I don't have a name for today, and I need your help. If you know someone who needs to be recognized for being a very special person, call right now, 746-2751. Ask for Tana and schedule a KSVIP. Your special someone will be recognized at this time all day long on their day, and they'll receive a flower courtesy of Lovebud Floral in Artesia. So call today and schedule your KSVIP.
Just too white and nerdy. Can't you see I'm white and nerdy? Look at me, I'm white and nerdy. I wanna roll with the gangsters, but so far they all think I'm too white and nerdy. Think I'm just too white and nerdy. Think I'm just too white and nerdy. I'm just too white and nerdy. Really, really white and nerdy.
My class here at MIT. Got skills, I'm a champion of D&D.
Hey, good morning. Welcome once again to the Good Morning Artesia radio show with some pictures. We are getting ready for Thursday. It is the 18th day of November, and we are now 1 week away from doing the turkey thing, having the Thanksgiving Day holiday weekend, and all of that that goes along with it. So it's going to be a busy, busy travel weekend this weekend and into next week. The schools are off next week, so Artesia tends to be... cycles around the school calendar, if you will. So with no school this week, coming week, next week, I can see Artesia being very thin population-wise next week as a lot of people bug out for the Thanksgiving holiday. Now, the state of New Mexico is urging you to follow your COVID-safe practices for Thanksgiving this year. So I think that I'm not sure what you're going to do with that information, but they did kind of kind of come out and say we have to do more. The governor yesterday said we're not getting vaccinated. We're not getting enough people vaccinated. We're not getting enough vaccinated people. Coronavirus cases are rising. Health officials are calling the upward trend serious. State has reported about 300,000 positive cases since March of last year. The number equates to over 14% of New Mexico's total population. Well, okay, so you're counting cases over a 18-month period of time. How many recoveries? Let me read through the story, because I'm sure that when you give out a statistic like 300,000 positive cases since March of 2020, are all 300,000 of those people still infected with COVID and are sick and are dealing with it? Or have some recovered and some passed on? What's the active number of COVID-19 cases that we have right now? Yes, there's been an uptick in the number of new cases. There's no questioning that. But I always get disappointed when our leaders, the people who are supposed to be helping us make wise decisions and give us the information we need so we can take care of our families. We're at 300,000 positive cases. 14% of New Mexico's population has had a case of COVID. Okay. Well, how many have recovered? What's the recovery percentage? Are we at 80%, 85, 90, 92, 93? What percent of recoveries are? What number of active cases are we dealing with in New Mexico right now? And if that's 14% of the population, and as a state we are 73% vaccinated, see, 73, 83, 87. I know it's simple math and I don't know what I'm talking about, but it just, when you present the numbers that way, idiots like me ask questions. The governor said yesterday we're seeing way too high a number of cases. We're seeing these kinds of spikes that indicate that COVID-19 is still spreading around the state. Okay? Health officials at the Department of Health added the uptick in coronavirus cases is affecting everyone from hospitals to schools. Okay? Currently, 539 people are hospitalized, according to Dr. David Grace. Okay. The number is the highest the state has seen since January of this year. Yep, that's right. I believe that. He said the COVID-19 Delta variant is most likely to blame, along with decreased immunity in people who received their coronavirus vaccines early. Well, looky here. Decreased immunity in people who received their coronavirus vaccines early. State epidemiologist Dr. Christine Ross agreed. Said Dr. Ross, it does appear that waning vaccine efficacy, when you look at pre and post Delta, it's concerning, and there has been a clear decline. However, the state's Department of Health is pushing back with the availability of even more vaccine appointments. Children ages 5 to 11, adults 18 and older are currently eligible for a dose. According to Dr. Laura Pajaron, the Deputy Cabinet Secretary at the DOH, we've been really ramping up. Our team has been working so hard. Also, thank you to all the providers who are also putting out appointments. The effort comes just in time for the holiday season when COVID-19 cases typically skyrocket. Now, who said that? Is that just the writer of the story that said that, or is this one of the health experts that say that? The effort comes just in time for the holiday season when COVID-19 cases typically skyrocket. Who said that? I'm not denying that it's true, but who said that? Did Dr. Grace say that? Did Dr. Pajaron say that? Did the epidemiologist, Dr. Ross, say that? Who said that? Who said that? Health officials shared the following tips to stay safe. Get vaccinated. That's the first thing on the list. Get vaccinated. Delay travel if not fully vaccinated. Wear a mask indoors, regardless of vaccination status. Avoid crowded, poor ventilated areas. If sick or have COVID-19 symptoms, don't host or gather at a social event. Get tested if you experience coronavirus symptoms. So that's what our state health officials are urging folks to consider when getting ready for the Thanksgiving Day holiday week and weekend, which is coming up. Number one thing, get vaccinated. Delay travel if not fully vaccinated. Wear a mask indoors, regardless of vaccination status. Avoid crowded, poor, ventilated areas. Well, that's Grandma's house. If sick or have COVID symptoms, don't host or gather at a social event. Well, I would agree with that. I don't care if it's COVID or whatever you're sick with. Don't spread it around to other people if you're obviously exhibiting outwardly known symptoms of flu or pneumonia or bronchitis or COVID or anything. Get tested if you experience coronavirus symptoms. So that's kind of the latest from what the state told us yesterday. There's a big spike in the number of cases, and they think that part of it is because the Delta variant and decreased immunity in people who received their coronavirus vaccines early. And I mentioned I forget the doctor's name that I was watching on YouTube. He's a doctor of education, not a doctor, but he's a former nurse, and he's been in the healthcare system, and he's had some very interesting videos on the efficacy of the vaccines, the safety of the vaccines. He's a big vitamin D guy. He thinks that people who get lots of vitamin D, have good levels of vitamin D in their system, are in a better position to fight off the effects of the COVID virus and other illnesses. So he's a pro vitamin D guy, and he has no problem with doctors prescribing ivermectin for humans. That there's evidence to indicate that there is some positive benefit to ivermectin treatment as prescribed by a doctor to people if the timing is right and other factors. And so he also has had some pieces in the recent weeks talking about the disappointment that the medical community has had in how long the vaccines have been effective in all of that. So anyway, that's what the governor and her people talked about yesterday, and it is something that is affecting all of us here in New Mexico if we let it affect us. You know what I haven't done, and I've done it on purpose, I have not looked at the coronavirus update data for a couple of weeks now, just because I don't like the way that it's reported. For example, in the story that I just read from KOAT, they lead off with the fact that we've had 300,000 cases now. And there were 1,500 cases yesterday. New cases now, we're up to 298,313 cases since the pandemic began. We're talking 18 months now. Now, there were 39 in Chaves County, 36 in Eddy County, 11 in Lee County. Where most of the new cases were Bernalillo County, 424, Doña County, 236, McKinley County, 102, Sandoval County, 118, San Juan County, 112. So these are all counties that are highly vaccinated, very high percentages of vaccine, versus the other parts of the state here in New Mexico. As we know, because I say we in this part of the state, we've been a little more hesitant to go out and get the vaccine. 84% of New Mexicans 18 plus have had at least one dose of the vaccine. 73.8% of adults 18 plus in New Mexico have completed the vaccination series. So we're at 73.8% vaccinated in the adult population in the state of New Mexico, with almost 85% having had at least their first dose. Kids, okay, now we're looking at booster shot data, and we're at 18% of New Mexicans 18 plus have had the booster shot. The kids, we're at 63.8% of kids 12 to 18 have had at least one dose. 55.3% have completed their vaccination series. And in the 5 to 11 group, we now have given vaccination shots to 7.9% of the kids 5 to 11. So we're vaccinating a lot of people in this state. And so the state officials then are curiouser and curiouser as to why we have such high rate of new cases. And don't be surprised if they come back and say, well, we don't have enough, it's all from the unvaccinated. Now, Eddy County, we've made some pretty significant improvements. We're up to 60% of Eddy County populations had at least one shot. 52.5% are considered fully vaccinated. 52%. You go up to Chaves County, it's 57.8% have had at least one shot, 51.4% fully vaccinated. And Lee County is at 61.2%, partially vaccinated, one shot, and 53.4% have been fully vaccinated. Roosevelt County is probably the least vaccinated county in the state of New Mexico right now. Roosevelt County, 45.9% one shot, 40.5% has had the full series of vaccinations. Now, Bernalillo County, which was the number one county in terms of new cases yesterday, 77% of Bernalillo County is fully vaccinated. Doñana County, another county with a lot of cases yesterday and a lot of uptick in cases over the last week or so. Doñana County is 77% fully vaccinated. McKinley County, another county that had a lot of new cases yesterday, 88.9% vaccinated. So that you can see why folks scratch their heads and go, what on earth is going on? Now, I mentioned Roosevelt County. Roosevelt County is at 40% fully vaccinated. They had 2 new cases yesterday. So I still am waiting for our government leaders and our health officials to start factoring in prior exposure and recoveries into the data points. Right now, you're either vaccinated or you're unvaccinated. If you're vaccinated, you're one of the good people. If you're unvaccinated, you're one of the filthy, stinking, ugly, horrible, risky, selfish pig people if you're unvaccinated, according to many of our people in leadership roles. You should be fired. You should be banned. You should be isolated. You should be locked up in your house. We should hire the Chinese cleaning authorities to come and bolt you in your house and keep you from ever going out and seeing people ever again if you're amongst the unvaccinated in our society right now in the United States, it seems like, which is really sad that people are being pitted against each other on that basis. So how many people have been have recovered here? Let's see, 255,650 people have been deemed recovered. So 255,650 have been deemed recovered, and with the report yesterday, the number of new cases added up takes us to 298,313. So the state officials say we're at 300,000 cases of COVID. 14% of New Mexico's population has had a case of COVID. Okay, well, that's not good. We agree. But what's the recovery rate? And right now, the recovery rate, even with the current spike in new cases that we're having right now, we're at 85.6%. 85.6% of cases since the pandemic began in March of 2020, 85.6% of cases have been deemed recovered by the Department of Health. 85.6%. Number of active cases then, and you have to, when I determine the number of active cases, unfortunately we've had folks that have passed away from COVID or COVID-related health issues over the years, over the year and a half, obviously. So let's see. The number of COVID-19 related deaths in New Mexico since they started counting is 5,215. So if we've had 298,313 cases, 255,650 that have been deemed recovered, and 5,215 folks who have passed away, we're at 37,448 active cases of COVID, if the numbers are, if they on track. And it's possible there could be more cases out there that haven't been reported. It's possible there could be a lot more recoveries that just haven't been figured out in the system. How many people do you know that may have tested positive, don't know if they were reported to the state or not that they had a case, went home, had sniffles for a couple of days, got over it, and 10 days later they're back at work? That may or may not be counted in a recovery. May or may not even be counted as a case. There's a few of those things floating around out there. So, if you don't feel comfortable hanging around groups of people, don't hang around groups of people. If you've got symptoms of anything, that indicates that you might be inflicted with something, don't hang out with people. See if you can work it out with your boss to work from home or whatever it is that you need to do. Wash your hands, do all of that stuff that we've been taught to do that just helps us overall be healthier. But the vaccine statistics, again, you got to scratch your head. Roosevelt County, least vaccinated county in New Mexico, had one new case of COVID yesterday. McKinley County, one of the most vaccinated counties in the state of New Mexico, had 102 new cases of COVID. And so you can see why people are scratching their heads and trying to figure out, what is going on here? Why, what are we dealing with here? How do we get over this? How do we get past this? How do we treat it? You see where the governor of Colorado kind of poked fun at the governor of New Mexico. The governor of Colorado was being asked about mask mandates and what they're going to be doing in their state in regards to things like the mask mandates and stuff like that. And the governor the governor of Colorado pointed at New Mexico. So we don't want to be like them. I thought, well, that's sad that that's how we're being treated. And remember, our governor, at one point in time, some people were considering her for a cabinet level position in the Brandon administration. So that's kind of a turn of events. All right, let's see what kind of weather we're going to have. We got a great weekend coming up. Let's see, Steve.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Pretty cool today. We have high pressure moving in from the Rockies, and that'll keep us in the mid-50s on our afternoon high, but we will get plenty of sunshine across the area. Clear tonight down to the upper 20s and low 30s, and then we pick up about 10 degrees tomorrow with plenty of sunshine, our high in the upper 60s. We're back in the mid-70s and sunny on Saturday, fair and cooler Sunday. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton. That's your latest forecast.
Looks like a lot of you like the pictures I posted yesterday from the photo shoot that we did the other day, getting ready for basketball. Let's see. Yeah, COVID in Colorado. Governor Jared Polis cites New Mexico. This is from the CBS 4 in Denver. Governor Jared Polis cites, come on, I don't need to see that ad. Cites New Mexico as an example of why he's not planning to bring back mask mandate. So there you go. Once again, we are doing great when it comes to our reputation around the country here in New Mexico. It is cold this morning. I had to go get something out of the truck, and my truck's right behind the building, and I didn't put my jacket on, and I walked out the back door, and I went, "Brr, I'm actually cold." 29 degrees on the out of doors this morning. Our humidity at 44%. Dew point is 10 degrees. Our winds are northerly at 7, so it feels like it's 22. So we even have a little wind chill activity going on out there. Our pressure is at 30.62 and rising. Our air quality index is 25, so we have good air quality this morning. Sunset will be at 4:54 this afternoon. The sun will rise at 6:31 in the morning. As we look around the region, is it cold everywhere else? 33 in Carlsbad, 28 in Roswell under mostly sunny skies, 31 in Hobbs, 31 in Albuquerque, 25 in Santa Fe, 28 in Cloudcroft, 25 in Ruidoso, 38 in Las Cruces, 23 in Farmington, 16 in Red River, 25 in Clovis, and over there in the free state of Texas, where people can't wait to vote against Beto O'Rourke, it's 33 and sunny in Lubbock. Here in Artesia, sunshine and 29 degrees. Lunch menu today, breakfast pizza for the kids at the schools. Lunch today will be the cheeseburger, savory curly fries, shredded lettuce and pickles, and a frozen fruit cup. So cheeseburger and fries at the Artesia Public Schools for the kiddos today. Senior Center, this is a Midwestern-looking meal, stuffed bell pepper casserole, carrots with peppers, salad, garlic bread, and tropical fruit. That's the one thing, you know, when I lived in Alabama and Mississippi, I've lived in New Mexico and Iowa. Those 4 states that I've lived in, and the food culture is a little different in every single place. And if you know, New Mexico, Mexican food, tortillas, South, fried chicken, delicious food like that. So the Midwest, what's the signature food in the Midwest? And the only thing I could think of was casserole. We'll take anything and put it in a casserole. So stuffed bell pepper casserole today at the Artesia Senior Meal Site. If I'm wrong, if you've had Midwestern food experience, tell me what signature food or what represents the Midwestern food culture other than casserole. I'd be curious to know what you think it is. Exercise video at the Senior Center at 8:15. The painting class is from 9 to 11. They'll play bridge after lunch at 1 o'clock. The painters will continue with their open art studio at 1. They'll do some Swedish weaving at 1:30. Then they'll throw a deck of cards on the table, play some Texas Hold'em at 2. And then the exercise video will be at 4 o'clock this afternoon at the Senior Center. Reminder, Here on Earth hearing service will be at the Senior Center tomorrow starting at 9 o'clock. Birthdays today. Sue Brown has a birthday today. Jennifer Hilliard and Marvin Thompson all celebrating birthdays today. Sue, Jennifer, and Marvin, happy birthday to all of you from all of us. Artesia Public Schools calendar, let's see, 8th grade orange basketball versus Carlsbad White. Girls at 4:30, boys at 6. So 8th grade orange basketball versus Carlsbad White. Girls at 4:30, boys at 6. The volleyball banquet is tonight at the Bulldog Training Center, and that'll be at 6 o'clock. Hey, that ought to be a lot of fun. State championship team winning the state championship volleyball banquet. That is tonight. If you got your invitation, it's tonight. Be sure and go by and congratulate the ladies for winning state. How about that? All right, 7:33. Let's see what these folks want you to know. I think this is good stuff here.
The story is told of a man and a wife riding a tandem bicycle built for two up a steep hill. After much effort, they finally made it to the top of the hill. The front rider said, "That was a tough ride," to which the second rider replied, "It sure was, and if I hadn't kept on the brake, we might have slipped backwards." Isn't that about how it feels like sometimes? Teamwork is all about communication. When we fail to properly communicate, there's a breakdown in the relationship and it becomes harder to get where we desire to be. The Bible says in the book of Colossians 4 and verse number 6, "Let your speech be always with grace, seasoned with salt, that ye may know how ye ought to answer every man." Hi, this is Pastor Jason Perry from New Hope Baptist Church. You may be having a rough time with your teenager getting up the hill, or maybe even your spouse. It's amazing how smooth the ride is when you have great communication. Whatever the struggle is in your relationship today, talking with each other and with the Heavenly Father can and will make a difference. The hill will still be hard to climb, but it will be much easier with the brakes off. Come find out how God wants to communicate to you in ways to strengthen your family at New Hope Baptist Church at 1711 West Center Avenue in the heart of Artesia, where there is new hope for a new you.
When I was young, I thought I had forever to prepare for retirement. But as the years went by, retirement got closer and closer. Well, I wish I'd have started saving 10 years earlier.
How you spend your retirement depends on what you do now while you're still working. We've helped a lot of area seniors prepare for retirement. Stop in and see us about saving for yours. Western Bank of Artesia. We're big on you. Member FDIC.
You've changed thousands of diapers, cut off hundreds of crusts, played hours of peekaboo and duck, duck, goose. But you'd do anything for your kids. That's why it's so important to protect them with life insurance from State Farm. State Farm agent Sandy Stockton will help make it easy and affordable to help you protect your family, no matter what the future holds. Because for the people you'd do anything for, life insurance could mean everything. Call State Farm agent Sandy Stockton in Artesia today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Dean's Inc. of Artesia provides a superior choice for all your electrification, communication, and supply needs, with a vision to be the premier industrial electrical service provider in New Mexico and West Texas, providing unparalleled quality in supplies and service with highly skilled and conscious personnel. We pledge to our customers to exhibit the utmost in integrity and reputation while providing superior quality in all we do. Dean's Inc., located at 409 Commerce Road, or online at deansinc.com.
We're back on the Good Morning Artesia radio show. Hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful day today. I gotta find the story that Lana had sent that I thought was kind of a... Let's see here. No, that's not how I do that. How do I do that? There we go. Oh, maybe that was a text. I did find this funny. John Cleese has blacklisted himself from Cambridge Union Talk because of woke rules after students made Stalinist list of banned speakers amid row over art historian's Hitler impression. So John Cleese, who is 82 years old and famously impersonated the Nazi dictator in a Monty Python sketch, said he was blacklisting himself from Cambridge Union before someone else does. Which I thought that was, that's you know, kind of sad how things have gotten as far as that's concerned. Where is that story? Did you text that to me, Lana, or did you email that to me? She said, what story? What story? Which I thought was an incredible story. There you are, Lana Faber. Okay, there's some pictures. There's the we'll save this one for Friday. Or no, is that today? Is that today? Maybe you ought to do this. Let's see, Thursday. That's today. This is a KOAT story that they got from CNN. So there's a couple of sources for you. McDonald's Egg McMuffin is turning 50 years old, and it will be sold for its original price. Thursday, McDonald's will sell the Egg McMuffin for its original price of 63 cents during breakfast hours 6 to 10:30. The promotion will be offered exclusively on the McDonald's app as the restaurant looks to boost its nationwide rewards program. So, yeah, the Egg McMuffin, 50 years old. Let's check the McDonald's app. We have the McDonald's app, don't we? Yes, we do. Who am I talking to? I'm talking to me. Are you talking to me? I'm talking to you. Let's see. Yep, 63 cents like back in the day. So if you have the app, the McDonald's app on your phone, you can get the deal. 63-cent Egg McMuffin, available only today and during participating McDonald's during the breakfast hours. So, yeah, get you a 63-cent Egg McMuffin and celebrate their 50th birthday today. I might actually like to have one of those. Lana, what are you doing right now? I'm sorry. Let's see. No, what was the other story that she sent? Here it is. This is my incredible story of the day. This is brought to you by Incredible Printing, located across the street from the Derrick floor. Let Georgia and her team, Artesia's only local printers, take care of all of your printing needs today at Incredible Printing. Flyers, brochures, copies, invitations, whatever it is that you need lots of. Have them print them for you, have them make copies for you. Maybe you've printed it out. You need good quality copies on good stock paper. They can do all that for you at Incredible Printing. A man moving from Las Vegas to Maine ended up finding a stowaway Roadrunner in his rented moving van. The Avian Haven in Westbrook, Maine, got a call from the driver after he arrived at a Westbrook storage facility at the end of his 4-day journey from Las Vegas. The man had found the bird hiding in the storage area of the van. Staff sent over a Portland, Maine-based volunteer, and with the driver's help, they were able to coax the bird out of the back of the van and into a net. 2 other volunteers helped relay the bird up to Avian Haven Bird Sanctuary in Freedom. Haven staff was able to identify it as a greater roadrunner native to the American Southwest. The bird was in remarkably good shape for having gone 4 days without food, but is now recovering in a makeshift heated habitat. Experts at the Haven will work with Maine's Department of Inland Fisheries and Wildlife, as well as its Nevada counterparts, to coordinate the bird's return to the native land. Well, I got a question. Is the driver of the van, is he going back to Vegas? If he's going back to Vegas, figure out the proper habitat to put in the cab of the van and have the driver take the bird back to Nevada. Does it have to require all kinds of government intervention? Maybe it's, I don't know anything about the Roadrunner. The thing lived for 4 days. Probably freaked out and scared to death in the back of that moving van. They were able to get it into a habitat, temporary habitat. I'm thinking, well, put it in a bird cage and haul it back to Nevada and the driver's return back. I don't know. Anyway, that's kind of an incredible story there. A Roadrunner, beep, beep, made its way to Maine in the back of a moving van. All right, let's see what Jared's got for you. We've got our Eddy County Sports Report. Eric Butler will have something for you to chat about. And Kim Commando with your tech tip for Thursday, all next.
Now for a Pecos Valley News update, I'm Jared Cirillo. Everyone invited to attend a ceremony in Roswell celebrating the completion of the Fish Pond project. The celebration will be from 3 to 4 p.m. on Friday at Spring River Zoo. The ceremony is recognizing the work that went into the project and all those involved as well. It will still be a while before the zoo is ready to open the pond to the public. Information on that will be announced in the future as plans develop for the pond's reopening. And the Roswell Museum and Art Center, Southeast New Mexico's leading cultural institution, is introducing a new identity and logo as the Roswell Museum. The last significant change to the museum's visual identity was in 2006. The name change to the Roswell Museum was implemented to clarify the institution's diverse range of exhibitions and programming to the local community and beyond. The mission of the museum is to inspire discovery and creativity along with cultural understanding of the American Southwest and the greater community. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo reporting.
Now more than ever, you need to stay as healthy as possible. At Lowell's Pharmacy, we want to help by providing flu shots and COVID-19 vaccines. Now is the time to come into Lowell's Pharmacy for your flu shot. Employers can schedule with Lowell's to conduct a flu shot clinic at your place of business. And it's okay to get your flu shot and COVID-19 vaccination at the same time. You will have to register for your vaccine at nmvaccine.org. The key to staying healthy is exercise, eat nutritional foods, keep up your appointments with your doctor, and get the flu shot and COVID-19 vaccine at Lowell's Pharmacy, across from the hospital on North 13th in Artesia.
It's time for the Eddy County Sports Report. Hey, congratulations to Trevor Rogers from Carlsbad. Now with the Miami Marlins, he finished second in the National League Rookie of the Year voting over this past weekend. He was, that's just a couple days ago, they announced that Jonathan India from the Reds, he won it. Rogers had a heck of a season, a 7-8 overall, but a 2.64 ERA over the course of 133 innings. That's excellent. And he had 157 strikeouts. Made the All-Star team, and he just turned 24 on Saturday. He was a little bit off from his early season self towards the end of the season, but you have to imagine he never had a season as long as this one in his career. But he bounced back late with a 1.74 ERA in his last two starts. Good job, Trevor Rogers. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at KSVP Radio, AM 990.
You better watch out. You better not cry. You better not pout. I'm telling you why. This year, Santa is the least of your worries. It's big tech that's watching. I'm Kim Commando, brought to you by T-Mobile. Their advanced network now goes farther than ever before. Visit T-Mobile.com/55 today. Gift shopping for the holidays will always include at least a few high-tech items, many of which have the ability to spy on your entire family. Of course, you know about Amazon's Echo. It's always listening. And then there's Siri, running on all Apple products. But then there's also the NordicTrack treadmill and the iRobot Roomba vacuum and many more. The folks at Mozilla, the people behind the popular Firefox web browser, spent almost 1,000 hours researching the most problematic tech devices. 47 made Mozilla's most naughty list. Whistle pet trackers and even some quick-set locks made the list. To see them all, go to Commando.com. That's Komando.com. Before you dot another I, Bob Cratchit, that's Commando.com. These days, small business owners are busier than ever. And spending time searching for the right candidates can feel like you're just taking time away from growing your business. That's why LinkedIn Jobs makes it easier to find the people you want to talk to, faster, and for free. Create a free job post in minutes on LinkedIn Jobs to reach your network and beyond to the world's largest professional network of over 770 million people. Focus on candidates with the skills and experience you need. Use screening questions to get your role in front of only the most qualified people. Then, use the simple tools on LinkedIn Jobs to quickly filter and prioritize who you'd like to interview and hire. LinkedIn Jobs helps you find the candidates worth interviewing faster. It's that easy. Did you know that every week, nearly 40 million job seekers visit LinkedIn? Post your job for free at linkedin.com/Kim. That's linkedin.com/Kim. Terms and conditions apply. LinkedIn.com/Kim.
Turpinning and Son Mortuary of Artesia presents a listing of today's obituaries. We do not have any new announcements to share with you, but we do have one reminder and correction. Graveside services will be held at Woodbine Cemetery Saturday, November 20th at 10 a.m. for James Otis Hammond of Artesia, who passed away November 7th at the age of 88. In our family announcement yesterday, we mentioned that he had 77 great-grandchildren. That was a typo. He has 27 great-grandchildren. Once again, Graveside Services, Woodbine Cemetery, Saturday, 10 a.m. for James Otis Hammond of Artesia. This listing has been presented as a service of Turpinning and Son Mortuary of Artesia, where we make it personal. Well, let's see what our weather's going to be. No typos, Steve. What's the actual temperature going to be?
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Pretty cool today. We have high pressure moving in from the Rockies, and that'll keep us in the mid-50s on our afternoon high, but we will get plenty of sunshine across the area. Clear tonight down to the upper 20s and low 30s, and then we pick up about 10 degrees tomorrow with plenty of sunshine, our high in the upper 60s. We're back in the mid-70s and sunny on Saturday. there and cooler Sunday. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton. That's your latest forecast.
Sunny skies, 32 degrees on the out of doors. So it's warming up a little bit. Humidity at 39%. The dew point is 10. Winds are northerly at around 7 miles per hour. So our feels like temperature is 26. The air quality index is 25. We have good air quality. Pressure at 30.62 and rising. We had a high yesterday of 73 and a low of 24. 1 year ago, we had a high of 71 and a low of 33. Minimum 4-inch soil temps are between 52 and 54 degrees. Looking ahead to Saturday's football game, weather, partly cloudy and 77 for the high on Saturday afternoon. So it'll be a chilly morning, 35, but then it will rise up into the mid to upper 70s for the game. So it should be a beautiful day for football on Saturday. Carlsbad, sunny and 34. Mostly sunny and 30 in Roswell. Sunny and 34 in Hobbs. 32 in Albuquerque. 26 in Santa Fe. 29 in Cloudcroft. 24 in Ruidoso. Las Cruces, 41. Farmington, 24. Red River, 16. Clovis, 28, and over there in Lubbock, Texas, sunshine, 34 degrees. Here in Artesia, we've got the sun and 30 degrees. Look at other stuff going on around town. Coming up next on Good Morning Artesia.
With the SRN News Business Brief, I'm Bill Alexander. Battery-powered vehicles will get top billing at the Los Angeles Auto Show, which opens this week. Subaru, which has seen strong sales growth in the U.S. during the past decade, will unveil its first all-electric vehicle. VinFast, a Vietnamese automaker that plans to start selling in the U.S. next year, will show off 2 all-electric SUVs. Amazon says it will stop accepting Visa credit cards issued in the United Kingdom because of a dispute over fees, marking growing tensions between the companies. The online retail giant said in a message Wednesday to customers that they won't be able to use the payment company's UK credit cards starting January 19th. On Wall Street, the Dow down 211 points to 35,931. The Nasdaq down 52 to 15,921. And the S&P 500 dropped 12 points to 4,688. With the SRN News Business Brief, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
Fall is in the air, and it's time to give thanks for all of our blessings. At Love Bud Floral and Gifts in Artesia, we have just the gift or decoration for your Thanksgiving gathering. There's the Teleflora Copper Beauty Centerpiece, featuring a warm collection of autumn hues in this lush rose bouquet, artfully arranged in a copper-finished keepsake bowl with timeless hammered detailing. Love Bud Floral has a wonderful selection of decorated pumpkins for your Thanksgiving table. Find the perfect centerpiece or home decor for Thanksgiving at Love Bud Floral and Gifts, 1010 West Main in Artesia, or call 575-748-1010.
Welcome to Answers with Ken Ham, presented by the Coalition of Christians for Biblical Creation and Harvest Fellowship. CCBC is an interdenomination coalition of Christians from Artesia who believe that the account of origins presented in the Genesis is a simple but factual presentation of actual events and provides reliable basis for man's worldview and a framework for scientific investigation into the question of the origin and history of life. Answers with Ken Ham is brought to you by Harvest Fellowship at 2307 West Main in Artesia. To learn more about Harvest Fellowship, call Pastor Ronnie Williams at 746-6195. Now, today's Answers with Ken Ham, presented by Harvest Fellowship, 2307 West Main in Artesia.
More evolutionary problems. This is Ken Ham, CEO of Answers in Genesis, Creation Museum, and Ark Encounter. Humans have 2 fewer chromosomes than chimps. And as we've seen this week, that's a big problem for evolutionists. So to explain it, they claim 2 chromosomes fused to become 1. Now, each chromosome has a specific repetitive DNA sequence typically found near the center of the chromosome called a centromere. If 2 chromosomes fuse to become 1, we should find 2 of these centromeres in the supposed fused chromosome. One will be functional and one will be useless. But the supposed useless centromeres don't look like one, and it has a gene inside it. Genes don't exist in centromeres, so these sequences aren't a useless centromere.
Discover more answers at the Ark Encounter and Creation Museum when you visit us at AnswersRadio.com. Plan your visit to Northern Kentucky when you go to AnswersRadio.com.
Couple notes here we need to pass along. The BNSF Railroad Company will be working on the railroad crossing on Lakewood Road. That is in Eddy County. They'll be doing that yesterday and today. Maintenance will be completed and the crossing will reopen on Thursday by 4 p.m. So they started that yesterday. They'll be finishing up today. Lakewood Road. The rail crossing there is being worked on. Let's see, what is this announcement here? Carlsbad Thanksgiving Food Drive. They had a GoFundMe page set up for it. And today the volunteers are going to be assembling baskets. Tomorrow and Saturday will be basket pickup and delivery. There's the GoFundMe page. Please let me know. Well, this is from the GoFundMe people. So I guess, well, how do you volunteer? Terry Judah is the organizer of the fundraiser. I guess if you know Terry Judah, get a hold of Terry Judah and say, hey, how do I help assemble baskets and work on the pickup and stuff? But they do have a GoFundMe page if you want to donate some money to them to help pay for the baskets that they'll be distributing to local families in Carlsbad, Loving, and Malaga. The Trinity Temple Assembly of God Love Feast is this weekend. Lana had to get this at the post office. But I'm glad she did. 30th Annual Drive-Through Love Feast will be tomorrow, 4:30 to 6 p.m., Trinity Temple Assembly of God, 1507 West Hermosa. Meet at Trinity Temple in the South Lot and drive through to pick up a plate. Delivery available for homebound individuals, so you can call the church if you're a homebound person or know a homebound person that would appreciate a meal. 575-748-3389. 575-748-3389. So that's going on tomorrow, 4:30 to 6 p.m., the Love Feast. Used to be they could sit in and enjoy each other's company, but now that is been changed to the drive-through. So that's good. It's good food. Let's see. What else do we have here? The Artesia Historical Museum and Art Center currently is hosting the annual Honoring Artesia's Veterans display. That's on display now through December 4 in the Art Center. The display is open during regular operating hours, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., 2 to 4 p.m., Tuesday through Saturday. The display includes the Wall of Honor, a collection of photographs of artisans who served in the uniformed services during War and Peace. People who wish to add family members to the wall are encouraged to visit or contact the museum. 575-748-2390. And when Michael mentioned this last week, you go to the ward building, the house. You go there first and say, hey, I want to go in and see the veterans display, and then they'll get you access into that facility there. Basketball reserve seat tickets are now available to the general public on a first-come, first-served basis. So we've completed the phase where people who had tickets last year had the opportunity to renew their tickets for this year. That phase is done. So now if you want to purchase a reserve seat ticket in the Bulldog Pit for the upcoming basketball season, it's $110. You receive admission to all high school boys and girls regular season games and the City of Champions Classic tournament. So it's a tournament pass. So $110, you get to go to all the games, including all the City of Champions tournament, and those seats are now available. The ones that are left that have not been renewed are now available on a first-come, first-served basis. So if you've ever wondered, what does it take to get a chairback seat at the pit to watch basketball? Now's the time to go into the ticket office at the pit and purchase your reserve seat season ticket. The tickets are also on sale for the football game on Saturday. And remember, all tickets are online only. And you if you have an iPhone, you get the gofan.co app. If you have an Android phone, and you can do this on the iPhone too, just open up your web browser, Google or whatever, and go to gofan.co. And it'll look the same as the app. And so when it comes up, you'll see a football field, a black and white image of a football field. You'll type in Artesia High School. The football game coming up on Saturday will appear. You select how many tickets you want. You put them into your shopping cart. If you're a normal adult, it's $1.50 service charge per ticket. If you're a senior, student, or military, it's $1.25 service charge per ticket. Check out, buy your tickets, and then bring that phone with you to the game on Saturday. If you need any help or have any questions, go by the ticket office at the pit 1 to 4 this afternoon. This is KSVP Artesia.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. Further testimony to the resilience of the U.S. economy in the face of daunting challenges. A number of Americans applying for unemployment down for the 7th week in a row, hitting a pandemic low, 268,000.
The Labor Department says jobless claims dipped by 1,000 last week from the week before. The drop in the number of applications for unemployment aid reflects the labor market's strong recovery from last year's intense coronavirus recession. The 4-week average of claims also fell to a pandemic low of just below 273,000.
Correspondent Jeremy House. Month-long strike by John Deere workers is over. They've approved a new contract that they had rejected twice before, providing an immediate 10% pay raise for some 10,000 Deere employees. President Biden will have a couple of neighbors over to the White House today.
The president will be holding face-to-face talks with Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and Mexican President Andrés Manuel López Obrador. It marks the first get-together for North American leaders since 2016. Several issues are on the agenda, including the pandemic, immigration, and trade.
White House correspondent Greg Clugston says it's a one-day summit. The same storm that unleashed destructive flooding across parts of the Pacific Northwest also hit British Columbia hard. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau sending troops to BC to aid in the recovery efforts.
I can confirm that there are hundreds of Canadian Armed Forces members currently headed to British Columbia to help with everything from supplies to evacuation to whatever is needed. There are thousands more on standby.
Trudeau on Canada's CTV network. The heavy rains north of the border triggered devastating mudslides, cutting off entire communities. Watching Wall Street this morning, stocks are mixed at the moment. Right now, the Dow down 130 points, NASDAQ 18 points higher, and the S&P better by 4 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Hey, I'm Andy. If you don't know me, it's probably because I'm not famous. But I did start a men's grooming company called Harry's. The idea for Harry's came out of a frustrating experience I had buying razor blades. Most brands were overpriced, over-designed, and out of touch. At Harry's, our approach is simple. Here's our secret. We make sharp, durable blades and sell them at honest prices for as low as $2 each. We care about quality so much that we do some crazy things, like buy a world-class German blade factory. Obsessing over every detail means we're confident in offering a 100% quality guarantee. Millions of guys have already made the switch to Harry's, so thank you if you're one of them. And if you're not, we hope you give us a try with this special offer. Get a Harry starter set with a 5-blade razor, weighted handle, shave gel, and a travel cover. All for just $3 plus free shipping. Just go to harrys.com and enter 3388 at checkout. That's harrys.com, code 3388. Enjoy.
Iraq's foreign ministry says more than 400 Iraqis who have been trying to migrate to the European Union from Belarus are returning to their home country today. The BBC's Adam Easton in Warsaw.
The Iraqi repatriation flight has been welcomed in Poland, which has seen the highest number of migrants trying to enter from Belarus. Several thousand migrants are thought to still be on the border, and they appear determined to try to start a new life in the EU. but with winter approaching, their journey is becoming extremely perilous, and at least 8 people have died in the attempt. EU-led diplomatic efforts continue to try to resolve the crisis, and several Middle Eastern countries have agreed to stop flights to Belarus.
The Roman Catholic Archdiocese of Cologne, Germany, has held a service of penance for cases of sexual abuse by clergy members, saying the ritual was not an absolution for the perpetrators, but rather a confession of guilt. News and analysis, townhall.com. Republican Senator James Lankford of Oklahoma says more and more Americans are anxious about President Biden's mental health.
Senator Lankford tells the Salem Radio Network Americans were recently polled about the president's state of mind.
And the vast majority of people now say, no, I don't think he's in good health at this point.
It's a growing concern as the president is faced with domestic challenges like inflation and foreign adversaries like Russia and China, something he says has many worried about the direction of the country.
And who's got their hand on the switch?
Bob Agnew reporting.
Another sign of economic recovery from the depths of the coronavirus pandemic. Retailer Macy's reports turning a profit in the third quarter. Sales surged 36% as shoppers started buying dresses, luggage, and other goods that dropped to the bottom of the shopping list last year. Macy's joining a slew of other retailers posting strong sales. They overcome surging costs and snarled supply chains. More on these stories at townhall.com.
I know what you're expecting to hear right now, the announcement of today's KSVIP. Well, I don't have a name for today, and I need your help. If you know someone who needs to be recognized for being a very special person, call right now, 746-2751. Ask for Tana and schedule a KSVIP. Your special someone will be recognized at this time all day long on their day, and they'll receive a flower courtesy of Lovebud Floral in Artesia. So call today and schedule your KSVIP.
Just too white and nerdy. Can't you see I'm white and nerdy? Look at me, I'm white and nerdy. I wanna roll with the gangsters, but so far they all think I'm too white and nerdy. I'm just too white and nerdy. Think I'm just too white and nerdy. I'm just too white and nerdy. Really, really white and nerdy. My class there at MIT. Got skills, I'm a champion of D&D.
All right, I admit I snuck one.
MC. Keep your 40 out, just have an Earl Grey tea.
Eunice made chocolate chunk oatmeal cookies, and I haven't had one yet, and I couldn't say no. So, good morning. Welcome back to the Good Morning Artesia radio show as we head into the 8 o'clock hour of the broadcast. Coming up this hour, we're going to get an update on the Haven of Hope, which is getting closer and closer to the construction phase being done and residents being invited in to stay there. We'll have our senior center update later this hour. And then in the 9 o'clock hour, our Ocotillo Weekly update and our update from Michael Redman at the Artesia Historical Museum and Art Center. So we've got that on the schedule for you today. Not a whole lot of sports to bring you on the radio or on the TV this week. The volleyball season is done. The soccer season is done. Those seasons have concluded. And we've got the basketball season is about a week away from really getting started in this part of the state. But there's still some football being played, and there's a couple teams in our part of the state that are still playing football this weekend. The Goddard Rockets and the Artesia Bulldogs. They are in action this weekend. Goddard is the number 6 seed, and they will be in Los Lunas to take on the Tigers up there. And that's a 1 o'clock game on Saturday. And then the number 1 team in the state in 5A, Farmington is coming to Artesia. And they're taking on the number 4 seeded Artesia Bulldogs Saturday afternoon at 1 o'clock. And the winners will meet for the state championship. And that will be next weekend, Thanksgiving weekend. If Artesia takes care of business and wins, Artesia will be on the road regardless of who wins the Goddard-Los Lunas game. Artesia owes both Goddard and Los Lunas. So if Goddard wins, the game would be at the Wool Bowl. If Los Lunas wins, obviously the game would be in Los Lunas. If Farmington wins the game, I think the only way Farmington hosts the game is if it's Los Lunas. I think Goddard is owed regardless of whether it's Artesia or Farmington. So if Goddard wins, they're going to be playing the state championship game at the Wool Bowl. If Los Lunas wins and Farmington wins, then I think the state championship game is in Farmington. So, but yeah, kind of exciting. Still got a couple of teams. Bulldogs in the hunt for number 31. And we'll see how things go on Saturday afternoon at the Bulldog Bowl. It was a beautiful Saturday last week, and hopefully it will be a beautiful day again for all the action this weekend. So let's see. Let's go ahead and see what kind of weather forecast Steve has got on tap for us here. And we'll do that now, Steve.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Pretty cool today. We have high pressure moving in from the Rockies, and that'll keep us in the mid-50s on our afternoon high, but we will get plenty of sunshine across the area. Clear tonight down to the upper 20s and low 30s, and then we pick up about 10 degrees tomorrow with plenty of sunshine, our high in the upper 60s. We're back in the mid-70s and sunny on Saturday, fair and cooler Sunday. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton. That's your latest forecast.
Well, at least we're back up over freezing right now. Sunshine 34 in Artesia. Our winds are from the north at 7. Our humidity is 37%. The dew point is 10 degrees. So it feels like it's 27 out there. Still feels kind of cold. Pressure at 30.62 and rising. Our air quality index is 25. We have good air quality. We had a high yesterday of 73 and an overnight low of 24. 1 year ago, we had a high of 71 and a low of 33. Minimum 4-inch soil temps are between 52 and 54 degrees. The sun will set at 4:54 this afternoon and will rise at 6:31 in the morning. Saturday's forecast is for partly cloudy skies and a high of 77 degrees. Looking around the region, Carlsbad sunny and 38, mostly sunny and 34 in Roswell, sunny and 37 in Hobbs. Around New Mexico, lots of sunshine, 34 in Albuquerque, 27 in Santa Fe, 31 in Cloudcroft, 25 in Ruidoso, 42 in Las Cruces. Mostly sunny, 26 in Farmington, sunny and 17 in Red River, 30 in Clovis, and over there in the Free State of Texas, they've got sunshine, 37 degrees in Lubbock. And here in Artesia, we've got sunny skies, 35 degrees on the out of doors. Hey, if you want to make sure that you've got dessert and dinner rolls covered for Thanksgiving meal next week, why not let the bakers at Kith and Kin Roasting Company take care of your pies and dinner rolls. So if you go by today, tomorrow, or Saturday at the latest, you can order online through the website, or you can walk in. They've got pumpkin pie cheesecake, which is absolutely awesome. Maple pecan pie, pumpkin pie, apple caramel pie, pumpkin roll. You can get a bag of a dozen dinner rolls. They're all available, and just in time for Thanksgiving. So pop in today or tomorrow at Kith and Kin Roasting Company in downtown Artesia. Place your order, and your orders will be ready for pickup on Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. So go by Kith and Kin, get your pies ordered and your dinner rolls ordered. What pie did I order? I can't. Oh, cheesecake. We ordered cheesecake. That's what we ordered. Yeah. So that's what we're going to be having for dessert, thanks to Kith and Kin. I have done my role to help the meal situation in our community. or at least at our house. All right, let's take the break. We'll come back with our first guest of the hour, so don't go away. Please pardon our dust as we move into our new facility at Artesia Animal Clinic. We've begun the process of moving into our new facility, which features more exam rooms, expanded surgery and treatment rooms, lab, x-ray, and larger kennels. We're so excited to be moving into our new facility, and we look forward to being better able to help care for your pets. Artesia Animal Clinic, now moving into our new clinic in the same location, 110 West Mahone, just north of Artesia Ford Sales.
There's magic in the air. The 40th annual Holiday Magic Art and Craft Show. Friday and Saturday, November 19th and 20th at the Eastern New Mexico State Fairgrounds, featuring a variety of unique handmade creations by artists, artisans, and crafters from New Mexico and Texas, mixing returning favorites with many new exhibitors. Featured artists include Judy Alvarez and Wandine Phipps from Artesia, New Mexico. Find an array of unique crafts such as fine art, jewelry, pottery, glass and woodwork, women's and children's apparel, leatherwork, stuffed bears, and sweet green chili. Tasty treats like pumpkin rolls by Deborah Lucas, Keek's Tie, Sandra's Roasted Corn, mini donuts by Karen Hendricks, and plenty more. Door prizes including nativity sets, paintings, gift certificates, and more. Admission is $2 and kids 12 and under are free. Google Holiday Magic 2021 to learn more. Holiday Magic, November 19th and 20th at the Eastern New Mexico State Fairgrounds. Put a little magic into your holiday season. It's the big Thanksgiving Savings Produce Sale at Fenn's Country Market in Artesia. Get golden bananas, only 39 cents a pound. Fresh crisp celery, 2 for $1. Sweet potatoes, 3 pounds for $1. Wow, U.S. #1 russet potatoes in the 10-pound bag, only $1.99 each. Assorted Food Club pineapple in the 20-ounce can, 88 cents each. And fresh spicy jalapenos, only 99 cents a pound at Fenn's Country Market in Artesia. Well, right now, all flavors of Pepsi in the 12-pack cans or 8-pack bottles, 3 for only $12 at Fenn's Country Market in Artesia.
A good night's sleep is so important. Did you know that proper sleep supports a healthy heart, decreases chances of weight gain, and boosts a positive mood? Hi, this is Dr. Sarah Usher with Carabelli Dental. It doesn't matter your age, sleeping issues can make any of us reach for that all-day cup of coffee. If you know you are not sleeping because of severe snoring or sleep apnea, come visit us. We can make you a small oral appliance that will help you sleep better and live better.
Come see the team at Carabelli Dental at the corner of 9th and Main in Roswell or call 622-4455.
Where can you find the best selection of beautiful and unique home decor in the region? Easy. Casa Decor in Ruidoso. For years, people from all over have come to Casa Decor for the best selection of rustic, real wood furniture, beautiful decor from the Southwest and beyond, and quality outdoor furniture and accessories that are built to last a lifetime. At Casa Decor, they have over 10,000 square feet of showroom for everything you need. Casa Decor opens 7 days a week from 9:30 to 5 at 1214 Meacham Drive in Ruidoso or online at casadecorruidoso.com. Proud supporter of local high school sports.
Hey, welcome back on the Good Morning Artesia radio show, and time for our, I don't know if this is a monthly update with Anita Braun. I was going to say another name, but that would have been wrong. With Haven of Hope here in Artesia. How are you today?
I'm excellent. Little chilly, but we're all good.
Yeah, I walked outside this morning and I thought, it's cold out.
It's happy fall, y'all.
I think that's right. This is not unusual weather for us, though. We're kind of used to 29, 30 degrees in the morning and then 75 degrees in the afternoon this time of year. But when you lived in Germany for a little while.
I did.
What was the weather like there where you lived?
Well, we didn't have the big swings in the temperature, but I was there for an incredible heat wave. Temperature reached over 100 degrees in the summer, which is very odd because you don't have air conditioning in your homes.
Oh, okay.
So it was an odd time to be there.
Yeah, growing up in the Midwest, we didn't have air conditioning either. But for the 2 weeks that it was hot and humid in Iowa, And so we had a great big fan in the attic, in the front window in the attic, and we'd open up the doors to the attic and we'd open up all the windows downstairs and we'd try to suck the hot air out of the house and suffer for a couple of weeks. But
And you knew it would pass.
Yeah. We did. Matter of fact, I think the first car that Lon and I had didn't have air conditioning.
I had a car like that.
Yeah. And in Iowa, it wasn't a big deal. And then we moved down to Fairhope, Alabama, down on the Gulf Coast.
That is a big deal.
I wore a sport coat because I had to, because if I drove anywhere to go see anybody, I was sweating like crazy. So I had to put the sport coat on so they wouldn't see me sweat.
Never let them see you sweat.
Never let them see you sweat. But nowadays, air conditioning is just a common thing around here. You know, the first time I ever encountered a swamp cooler, we didn't have those in the Midwest either.
Right.
And I think one year we came out, I don't know who we were visiting. It was some relative of a cousin of a nephew of a niece of a acquaintance that lived in Arizona. And for some reason, we were out in Arizona briefly. And that's the first time I ever saw a swamp cooler.
Huh.
And those don't work where there's humidity, do they?
They do not.
Yeah, so not a big fan of the swamp coolers. But I take it, though, at Haven of Hope, you do not have swamp coolers.
We do not.
And you do have air conditioning.
We do.
Well, how are things going?
It's going really well. We have our certificate of occupancy, so we're making progress. There's still weeks of punch list work to be done. I'm learning about construction phrases and all of that right now, but we are moving along. Office has moved in over there now. Landscaping is going in. Of course, we waited till today for the sod to arrive, with freezing weather, but there's a huge semi-truck on our North 40 with rolls and rolls and rolls of sod. So I can't wait to get back to the office and see the transformation that's taken place in just this past hour.
It's kind of fun to see the construction stuff going on. I went and visited with Dr. Young at Artesia Animal Clinic, and they built their new building. And they're still in the moving in process. So the old building is empty and everything's just kind of laying around as they're starting to put it up in shelves and get back in operation. And you look at all that stuff. Now this, in your case, is new construction, but in his case, this was a new building, twice the size of his original building.
Wow.
But you look at all the stuff they're trying to move over, and how did you fit that in that in that other building over there? But yours is new construction. Everything's all brand new, right?
Brand new from the ground up. And we have so much storage. I'm going to have to draw a map to figure out where we put things.
Yeah, well, that's a good idea.
There's a lot of foresight in how it was designed. So I'm really excited to be able to be in there and be here at this point in the development of this program.
Sure.
Of course, I will have to draw a good treasure map so people can find things if I'm absent one day.
Yeah, that's right. Where did we put the Christmas decorations? And it's in this building, in this closet, on this shelf, in this.
Right.
Are you going to get that specific?
More than likely.
It's not a bad. You don't want to. No, it's in that closet back there.
It's called succession planning. You need to.
Oh, okay. I might need to think about that. So you have your certificate of occupancy. So what does that mean for the phase that you're in right now?
Well, that means that the building is safe enough for us to be there. There were no safety components that needed to be completed, that it passed the inspection by the city of Artesia and the fire marshal. We are not ready to have residents move in yet. In fact, with holidays coming up, we're not going to have people move in until January, just to allow us to get everything finished, get it done properly, have it all staged and ready to go. And speaking of staging, Ashley Home Center has already brought in all of our furniture. It's looking beautiful.
Okay.
So yeah, step by step, we're getting it there.
Well, good. And have you started receiving applications? Have you started to process applications for residents now?
Yes, and I'm still accepting applications. So if people are interested, please look on our website. And I've told you guys before, but I'll mention it again because it's a long one. It's havenofhopenm.com.
So Haven of Hope is spelled out and then nm.com.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And that's where you read more, learn more about who's eligible.
Right.
And you can actually fill out an application.
You can at least print it and get it to me. I don't know if it's a fillable form.
Got it. Okay. But you can print it out.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Okay. Now, don't bring that to the football game Saturday.
No. I don't want to lose it.
That's kind of a irritation for some folks. If you want to go to the football game, you have to have a ticket. but you can't buy the ticket locally. You have to buy it online, but you can't print the ticket out. You have to bring the device that you bought the ticket with and show that at the gate.
I can see now someone carrying in their PC.
I think that'd be great. The barking guy, for example, does not have a phone. He does not have a cell phone. And so I suggested that he just takes his home computer, put it on a cart, and roll it up and say, okay, where can I plug it in? Plug it in, and then he can log on and he can...
I'm thinking you're a bad influence.
I'm terrible. Perhaps a laptop would be fine. But as far as your applications are concerned, that's printed out. And then if you have questions and need help in the process of filling it out, contact you, of course.
Yes, and people can call me at 575-441-1580. You can email me, abron@havenofhopenm.com, or come out and see me.
Okay.
Our gate is open from 8 to 5, Monday through Friday. So, people are welcome to come out.
So you're in your office now?
I am in my office.
Okay, so you're not in the temporary office, wherever that was.
I was very graciously temporarily officed at the PY Foundation.
Okay.
They were so nice to us to allow me to have a place that stayed with an indefinite end.
Mm-hmm.
And what I thought was going to be 2 months turned into 3 months, 4 months, 5 months.
Right.
And they were so sweet and helped me have a link into the community since I'm new here.
Right.
So a big shout out to the PY Foundation and their staff.
Excellent. So there's an office available at the PY Foundation.
I didn't say that, Gene. Again, you are a troublemaker, I can see.
I'm sorry. Now, you brought the lady that came with you last week.
Rebecca.
What does she...
Her title is Family Life Coordinator.
Okay.
And what she does, she manages our cottage. She'll be mentoring our families, our mothers, working with them on their budgets and when they're making some financial life decisions.
Mm-hmm.
The whole 9 yards. She's there to serve them.
She's going to live on site, so I know she's anticipating the time that she'll be able to move in and have a place to stay.
Oh, anticipating is not the word. She is over the moon. We're just waiting for mini blinds to be installed so she can move in.
There you go. So that's great. But she'll actually be on site. Now, will there be any other employees or other staff positions that'll be a part of this project?
Next year, I'm adding another staff position, but it'll be administrative.
Okay. And when do you hope to make your decision on the first families that are going to live there? Sometime.
We're starting our form. Now I have an office where I can interview people.
Right.
We're starting our formal interviews in the next week or two.
Okay.
And then with Thanksgiving next week, we're just going to see where we can slot people in.
Sure. Well, how exciting to get to this point. And because when you first got here, they had just started construction, right?
No, the construction started, groundbreaking was in January.
Mm-hmm.
And I got here in June.
Okay. So they were
it was framed.
Right.
And that was, roofing had just started when I got here. So it's been fun to watch that transformation.
Yeah. And then, like you said, learn all the construction terms.
I have learned several.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of an interesting process, the whole thing, how it works. But
it is.
And the weather really didn't hold it up too much, I don't think.
The rain did.
The rain did?
The rain was an issue.
Mm-hmm.
When there's that much dirt and that much rain, it made for a big mess out there.
Yeah.
So that did slow things down. But the supply chain was, everyone knows about that problem right now. It truly affected the construction industry.
No, it's affected so many different things, and it's affected costs, it's affected timelines, timetables, and all that. But I'm glad it's at this point now.
Yes.
So for those that may be hearing this for the first time, or they've seen that going on over there, let's remind everybody again what Haven of Hope is, the service that will be provided with this program.
So what we do, we partner with single mothers and their children to help them build hope for the future. That's our mission statement. But what we're doing is giving these women who are in financial crisis a place to live for 18 to 24 months at a very low program fee. Instead of paying, I don't know how much rent, $750, $900, $1,000 a month. Okay, we'll keep going up. Use your imagination or your own life experience. But we'll be asking them to pay $50 a month to live with us. And with that extra income, that disposable income now, they can learn to pay off their debt. They can start saving. In fact, we'll require them to save 30% of their salary each month.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when I say salary, everyone
Right.
is required to be working or going to school or both. I mean, we want people that are motivated to make lasting change in their life so they can stand independently on their own 2 feet and become, tax-paying, productive citizens. People that the person they want to be, they just can't catch a break right now.
Mm-hmm.
We're there to help them catch that break.
So they need to be working or going to school, or as you said, a combination of the two.
Right.
Is there a minimal type of job or just any job that they're
Show
working?
us that you're motivated. They need to have their own transportation to get to work.
Okay.
We're not set up to provide that transportation for them. So that's, could be a challenge for some folks, especially in a town that doesn't have, this is not a walkable town.
Right, right.
in a lot
Well,
of
it is if you
circumstances.
don't mind walking for a long time.
Yes, yes. And it is. You can end up, I've talked to people who walk an hour to work each way. You talk about a motivated individual.
That's right. That's right.
So that requirement, I might throw that out the window
Right,
for her.
but no, we don't have a public transportation system. You have to have a vehicle or a bike or something to be able, or walk to get to where you're wanting to go.
Right.
So, and being on the north part of town like that, it's probably a distance to walk to anywhere. So they need to have their own transportation.
Right.
Now, will there be guidance and help, if they've got a broken down, junky, unreliable type vehicle?
Yes,
That's
we'll
part
get
of the
them
learning
connected.
process?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
In fact, I'm learning in this town where to go, so
There
I'll be
you
able to
go.
share what I've learned.
That's right. That's right. Because then once you get it, you got to have it fixed from time to time. So you got to learn those things.
All right, and learning to budget for future car repair. That's part of the learning process that we'll be talking about.
Yeah. So that's fantastic. So you're still encouraging people to go online, print out the application, fill out the application. What if you know somebody that you think would be a good candidate? Do you contact them and tell them to apply, or do you reach out to you and say, I know somebody that might be a good candidate? What would be the best way to do that?
I would think that it would be best for someone who has a relationship with someone else to go to them directly and say, hey, have you heard about this? In fact, that's how I found Rebecca, because people that were listening to this radio program heard us talking about the need to have this program and this staff position. So word of mouth is the best.
Yeah.
So, and I am not going to solicit someone and say, hey, you look like you could, but it's like, have you, of course, I'm out in the community telling people about us, but I'm not going to point out somebody.
Yeah. No, that would be unwise.
No. We're more loving and gracious than that.
That's right. But if you know somebody that you think would be a great candidate for this program,
please share that information.
You share that with them, encourage them, maybe print out the application and give it to them and say, here, fill out this application, turn this in and see if this is for you, see if this would be helpful.
Yeah, because what a more loving way to help somebody, instead of just giving them money, say, hey, here's a place that can help you get where you want to be.
Right. Now, the residents, this is the women and their children.
Yes.
So there's no men involved in these families, right?
Well, there may be men involved in their families, but they're no longer...
They're not living...
Yes.
They won't be there. As you've gone out and talked to people and met folks, and given your presentation, are there some misconceptions that you hear more often than others? Questions that people ask that say, well, I thought Haven of Hope was this, or I thought this is what you were going to be doing. Are there some common ones that...
There definitely is. There is the major misconception is that we are a domestic violence shelter, and we're not, because Artesia already has that. We have Grammy's house.
Right.
So no, we are all about financial crisis, life skills, getting connected to education, counseling services that might be needed. So yeah, that's the major one, is that we are specifically for victims of domestic violence. No. Now, this may be something that's in someone's background, but that's not why we're here.
Right. And as you said, Grammy's house is probably the best known local facility for that.
Yes, and there's no reason to have duplication of services. Now, another misconception is that we're a rehab. Absolutely not. And we want people who can demonstrate that they've had at least a year of sober living. So, again, I want to make sure that your audience understands that we're not a rehab.
Not a rehab, not a domestic violence.
No. But what we are is a place of hope.
Well, and you can probably understand why people might have that misconception.
Absolutely. It's such a new concept. And so if anybody does have questions, please give me a holler, and I'll be happy to visit with you, give you a tour. We won't be touring the facility when residents are in there, but everyone's going to be out of the cottage by 9 o'clock, either at school or at work, so I can give tours. It's just going to be in specific times of the day.
Sure. And some areas are family areas, and so you've got to be aware of that as well.
But, our families are required to leave their rooms tour-ready every day.
Uh-oh.
So, yes.
They got to make the bed.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. And so do the kids.
Yeah.
And I've got to give a shout out to the Written in Red Foundation. They responded positively to a grant request that we made to get special bedding for the children called Betties. And they zip up. So the kids can make their beds in about 30 seconds. Yes.
Where was that when we were young? That's not fair.
Well, Gene, life is just not fair.
That's not fair. I mean,
you can get them for you too.
I had to tie my shoes. Now they have Velcro. I mean, it's.
I know. But you're stronger for it.
Well, at least I can tie my shoes. I put on a tie the other day. I hadn't worn a tie in pandemic times. I hadn't been wearing ties, and I had to remember. Okay, the rabbit goes round the fox in the hole or whatever the. But I did remember. I did get the tie on.
Good for you.
The first time. I didn't have to pull it apart and redo it again.
Right.
So they zip them up.
They zip them up.
Well, how is that?
It's all in one. It's everything is all combined. The bottom sheet, the top sheet, blanket, comforter.
And then you just zip it up and
zip it right up.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, you can tell I don't have kids or grandkids because that's probably the thing now that everybody's happy to have. I don't know. That seems like cheating.
Come on now, no judgment.
Oh no. If that's what it takes, that's what we have to do. But to me, it's just like. Aren't you just like hiding everything? If you just zip it up, you're not really.
Well, if the bed's lumpy, I think we're going to take a look, see what's going on.
There's the key right there. Well, great. Well, is there anything else you wanted to cover today?
Well, I guess the only other thing, being an executive director of a nonprofit, and especially this time of year, time of giving, we would be happy to accept donations during this holiday season.
Okay.
We always will need from now on financial support from the community, whether it's a corporate or private donations. I need room sponsors. We still have 3 bedrooms that are not sponsored.
Okay.
So people are this speaks to their heart. Please speak to me, and we can get you hooked up with a sponsorship.
Okay.
Or any other kind of donation, cash-wise. We have had some amazing donations made through the schools. 3 of the elementary schools here, Hermosa, Central, and Roselawn, did paper and plastic drives for us. We won't have to buy paper towels or Ziploc bags for years.
Wow.
It's wonderful. We've had church groups starting to give us kitchen supplies. The high school did something really fun this week. On Monday night, they had Movie at the Bowl.
Okay.
And they showed a movie on the big brand new scoreboard. People could come in for free admission if they brought in a thing of hand soap or dish soap or a child's book, all to be given to Haven of Hope.
Oh, wow.
This was the student council that organized that. I'm so proud of those kids for doing this for us. It looked like about 100 people are out there on the field lounging around and just enjoying themselves, having something to do on a Monday night.
Watching a movie.
Yeah.
I wonder what the movie was.
It was Elf. I was right there.
Okay.
That's one of my favorite movies.
See, we talked about this yesterday. That's one movie I have not seen. I have not seen the movie Elf.
Have you seen A Christmas Story?
About 5 years ago is when I saw it for the first time.
We've got to get you caught up.
My Christmas movies were It's a Wonderful Life and Frosty the Snowman and with Burl Ives and Rudolph and, of course, the Peanuts.
Oh, yeah. The Charlie Brown's Christmas.
Charlie Brown Christmas. And so I knew there were some newer movies that had come out that, were newer traditions. And again, you can tell I don't have any kids or grandkids, so the Christmas Story was not. I even have an autographed picture of Scut Farkas.
No.
In the back there.
Is his tongue wrapped up?
No, it's just his face. It's his angry face.
Right after the pole incident?
Yeah, but the actor that played that part was a friend of somebody who used to work for us, and they came and visited. And before I'd even seen the stupid movie, I have an autographed picture from, what's his name, Zach Ward. And so I've told that story yesterday, but I had not seen the movie, and you know, you hear the phrases, you know, fragile and the leg lamp and
shoot your eye out.
Shoot your eye out, and so you hear all those become a part of pop culture, but I had not seen the movie until recently. And so Elf is kind of the same way. It's a very popular movie. People love it. They talk about it all the time. I just have not. I've seen a clip or two from it, but I've not actually seen the movie Elf. And I didn't get invited to that thing on Monday night.
Oh, the whole community was invited.
They didn't invite me. Probably.
Well, I'll let you know next time that something like that comes down the pike, okay?
I'm such a troublemaker, you know.
That's probably it.
That's probably what it was. I missed that. That would have been neat to see on the big screen. Did it look pretty cool?
It did.
Wow.
It did.
It's because that's an awesome screen.
I did find out that I'm a bit on the old side for sitting on a football field for that long. It was unfortunate, but I had a big reminder of my age. I'll take a lawn chair next time.
Take a lawn chair. There you go.
Yes.
Well, that was neat that they did that, though.
It was such a creative idea.
Yeah.
Like I said, again, so grateful and so proud of the kids for coming up with that idea on their own and, you know, helping us.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
That is great. And so the community really has been stepping up and helping out in so many different ways.
Yes, they have.
So, well, good. Well, Anita, is there anything else?
No, sir. Thank you so much for having me in. I appreciate it.
All right. Well, have a good Thanksgiving.
Thank you. You too.
And are you traveling or hanging around here?
I'll be heading toward Hobbs.
Oh, that's
Mom
right.
And Dad.
Your family's over in Hobbs, America.
That's right.
Are we the only people that say Hobbs, America, or did the people in Hobbs actually say Hobbs, America?
It got started there in the 70s. There was a radio DJ that started that.
Wasn't Paul, was it?
No, but I think they were maybe affiliated. So I don't know if you ever knew Darwin Morgan, but it was a friend of his. But that might have been
now, is
before your
Darwin
time.
any relation to Dawn?
No, they're not. Just same last name.
Because I know Dawn works over there. One of the few female play-by-play announcers in the country.
She's pretty awesome.
Does a pretty good job. The last time I saw Dawn, she came over to do a softball game over here at Artesia, and I was the unfortunate one to had to tell her that she was sitting in the wrong place. We didn't have labels on the counter, and so she came in and kind of sat over in the corner where I sit.
Oh no, Archie Bunker! Someone was in your chair.
That was me, and it was me, and everybody knew, and nobody said anything to her, and I had to come in, and everybody's like, you know, she's sitting in our. And so I was the one that had to go tell us, hey, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. You're in my spot.
But Donna's so gracious. I'm sure she was.
Oh, she did. But I felt bad. And I'm like, y'all knew this. Why, when she's sitting there starting to set up, before she gets everything set up, why didn't you tell her? Oh, well, we didn't think that was our responsibility. So I had to be the meanie.
My goodness.
But no, she does a fantastic job over there. But she's no relation to the that you're aware of. Wow. No. So, but yeah, Hobbs America. They and then the giant signs that say Hobbs.
Aren't they gorgeous?
Yes. Well, who came up with that idea? Do you know?
I'm not exactly sure who came up with the idea.
Yeah.
I think I know who paid for it, but I don't.
It was pretty impressive.
On north, south, east, and west.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It
Great
is.
photo ops.
Every town has their wonderful features,
And now, speaking of signs, we
Yes.
have a beautiful sign in front of Haven of Hope, and it
I
was
saw
built
that.
by Scott Pitts, a Artesia guy. It's gorgeous. It's lit up, so come by at night and take a look at it and see his beautiful work.
Okay, good. Is that what Scott's doing now?
Yeah, well, he did it for us.
Well, that's great. That's great. Fantastic.
Yes.
Well, Anita, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it, and have a good Thanksgiving.
Thank you. You too.
Over there in Hobbs, America. All right, we're going to take a break and be back in just a moment. Don't go away.
Now for a Pecos Valley News update, I'm Jared Cirillo. Everyone invited to attend a ceremony in Roswell celebrating the completion of the Fish Pond project. The celebration will be from 3 to 4 p.m. on Friday at Spring River Zoo. The ceremony is recognizing the work that went into the project and all those involved as well. It will still be a while before the zoo is ready to open the pond to the public. Information on that will be announced in the future as plans develop for the pond's reopening. And the Roswell Museum and Art Center, Southeast New Mexico's leading cultural institution, is introducing a new identity and logo as the Roswell Museum. The last significant change to the museum's visual identity was in 2006. The name change to the Roswell Museum was implemented to clarify the institution's diverse range of exhibitions and programming to the local community and beyond. The mission of the museum is to inspire discovery and creativity along with cultural understanding of the American Southwest and the greater community. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo reporting.
It's time for the Eddy County Sports Report. Hey, congratulations to Trevor Rogers from Carlsbad. Now with the Miami Marlins, he finished second in the National League Rookie of the Year voting over this past weekend. He was, that's just a couple days ago, they announced that Jonathan India from the Reds, he won it. Rogers had a heck of a season, a 7-8 overall, but a 2.64 ERA over the course of 133 innings. That's excellent. And he had 157 strikeouts. Made the All-Star team, and he just turned 24 on Saturday. He was a little bit off from his early season self towards the end of the season, but you have to imagine he never had a season as long as this one in his career. But he bounced back late with a 1.74 ERA in his last two starts. Good job, Trevor Rogers. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at KSVP Radio, AM 990.
Hi, everyone. With today's Cowboys Report, I'm Christy Scales. Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes talks about Sunday's game in which he goes against the team he grew up watching as a kid in his home state of Texas. You'll hear from Mahomes after this.
What does it mean to be a part of Cowboys Nation? At Reliant, it means powering the home of the Dallas Cowboys and homes of Cowboys fans across Texas and helping out when needed most. As an electricity provider, it's our commitment to every customer and their family. And it's as strong as our Texas roots. It's our promise today and for generations to come. Reliant, proud to be the official energy provider of the Dallas Cowboys.
PUCT number 10007.
Becky Hammond on being the first woman to coach in the NBA.
What if it's no big deal that I'm a woman? What if it's about striving for excellence and being the best me without the label?
It's not about where others say you should be. It's about where you want to go. It's about a financial services company that focuses on your measures of success. Whether it's for your home or business, we offer personalized service and expert advice to help you achieve your unique goals.
Visit swbc.com for financial services without the labels.
The Cowboys travel to Kansas City this weekend to take on the Chiefs and their superstar quarterback Patrick Mahomes. The native of Tyler, Texas, and former Texas Tech Red Raider plays against the Cowboys for the first time in his career this Sunday, going against the team he idolized as a kid.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm from around that area, so my dad was a big Dallas Cowboys fan. I got to watch a lot of games growing up. They play extremely hard. I think that's the main thing. They have playmakers over there, but they don't give up on any play. They're flying around trying to make plays happen. Whenever you have defenses that have playmakers and play hard every single play, that's a tough defense to go up against.
Mahomes is this week's AFC Offensive Player of the Week after throwing 5 touchdowns in Sunday night's win over the Raiders. With the boys at the Star, I'm Christy Scales.
Back on the Good Morning Artesia radio show. Let's take a quick break. Carol is here. We'll get you updated on what's happening at the Artesia Senior Center. That's next.
With the SRN News Business Brief, I'm Rich Thomason. The number of Americans applying for unemployment benefits down for the 7th week in a row, hitting a pandemic low of 268,000.
The Labor Department says jobless claims dipped by 1,000 last week from the week before. The drop in the number of applications for unemployment aid reflects the labor market's strong recovery from last year's intense coronavirus recession. The 4-week average of claims also fell to a pandemic low of just below 273,000.
That's correspondent Jeremy House. Retailer Macy's reports turning a profit. In the third quarter, sales surged 36%. Shoppers started buying dresses, luggage, and other goods that fell to the bottom of the shopping list last year. Stocks sank into the red at mid-morning on Wall Street, the Dow off about 0.5%. With business, I'm Rich Thomason.
Roll into winter at Big O Tires Black Friday sale. Shop jaw-dropping deals on tires, brakes, oil changes, and more from November 15th through the 29th. These deals are so big, we couldn't fit them into just one day or even an entire weekend. Buy 3 select in-stock Mesa tires at your neighborhood Big O Tires and get one free when you pay installation. That's right. Buy 3 select Mesa brand tires and we'll give you 1 tire absolutely free when you pay installation. But hurry in. This deal won't last forever. Start your holiday shopping early at your local Big O and get your car winter ready. November 15th through the 29th. Big O Tires, the team you trust. Installation charges extra. Required on all 4 tires. Not valid with other offers. Eligibility may vary. Disposal fees extra and up to 10% shop fee based on non-discounted regular retail price not to exceed $35 where permitted. See store for details.
Is this what you're thinking right now?
Wow, the holidays are almost here. And then, of course, here come the bills. But we really need a new family vehicle now. What am I going to do?
Don't fret. It's a great time to buy a Guy Chevrolet Company in Artesia. We have options to suit all your vehicle needs, like 0% GM financing for up to 72 months, plus $500 in Chevy Cyber Cash. Don't worry about the influx of bills come January. Qualified buyers can defer payments for 120 days. That's right, no payments until February. Come visit with our professional sales team for eligible models and the very best in customer service today at Guy Chevrolet Company on the corner of 1st and Main in Artesia or GuyChevy.com.
Offer ends November 30, 2021. Must qualify for financing with GM Financial. See dealership for details.
Hey folks, Sean Smalls here talking about Artesia metals. You know, some things in life can be used over and over again. I have a list of 13 go-to dad jokes to prove that. But you can also get a lot of use out of your scrap metal, and even some cash, too. You know, Artesia Metals will buy back your scrap metal. All of it. Aluminum, brass, copper, even lead. So put a little green back in your pocket and do the green thing by recycling. Take your scrap metal to 300 East Ritchie across from the railroad tracks. It's Artesia Metals, the most metal place in town. Tell them Sean Smalls sent you.
And in a way, I'm kind of sad because if it had not been found, then Lana would have gotten a new car. But now with the chip shortage, unless you really, really, really need a car, it's kind of hard to find one just kind of sitting around to buy anymore. Anyway, welcome back on the Good Morning Artesia radio show. Carol is here. Good to see you.
Thank you.
And the nice lady that came in and filled in for you last week?
Yes, Mary Aguilar, my assistant.
Did a wonderful job.
Good deal. That's what the staff said. And they said, did you watch it? I was like, no, I was at home asleep.
Well, I'm glad you're feeling better and
Much better.
And back and getting ready for Thanksgiving.
And I've got a complaint.
About me? Well, I'm used to those. What is it this time?
No. Your little Bulldog fan of the week.
Yes.
Busted my vacation trip this weekend again.
What?
Well, I'm taking off tomorrow to go to Amarillo to see family. Well, guess what? Saturday.
There's a football game Saturday.
So we're not going. And I scheduled this a month or two ago.
Oh, my goodness. He does know it's going to be on TV.
Oh, that's not the same.
Well, I know it's not the same, but
no,
that to me sounds like a reasonable compromise.
Oh, my husband doesn't compromise. We live in Mike Goss world. Let me introduce you.
Well, I'm sorry. I tried to help.
Well, I thought he's staying true, you know.
That's true, because we talked about that during the interview that we had on the Fan of the Week.
So I asked him again this morning, are we going to Amarillo? And he's laying there and he's thinking, well, oh,
no. What if we told him, and everybody that knows him was in on this, and we said, hey, they moved the game to Monday?
Oh, no, he would call the school. He would call the school. He would call Coach Moppin. Poor Coach Moppin's phone would be blowing up.
Well, I'm trying to think who all would need to be in on it, because if we could all be in on it, you know.
Oh, no. I'll just stay married and we'll stay here for the game and go another weekend.
Okay, there you go.
Hey, thanks for having me. Mm-hmm. I'm excited. Next week is Thanksgiving, right?
Yep, that's right.
You having turkey?
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah. No, we've got plenty of time. So I'm sorry. I'm trying to find a clock.
I was trying to got the seat scooted the wrong way. There we go.
Can you see it there?
I can see it.
All right.
Hey, I wanted to let everybody know. Guess what today is?
Thursday?
Painting. Painting,
All right.
Gene. Painting.
Mm-hmm.
Come down, enjoy the painting, stay for the open art studio, and then you can put your hand in a game of bridge at 1 o'clock today.
Okay.
Swedish weaving is at 1:30, and I get tickled. Lucy is in charge of all that, and I've started a Swedish weaving. I think I told you that for about 2 years ago, so she asked me the other day, are you bringing it? And I looked at it this morning and thought, I'll pick that up on the way out the door. It's sitting at the house.
Okay.
It's my continuing project.
Yes.
Texas Hold'em. The weather's supposed to be warmer this afternoon?
Yes. What time?
That's what I thought, 2 o'clock.
2. Let me see if I can tell you.
So the Texas Hold'em is on the patio. Let's see if they need jackets.
52 degrees.
Better bring a jacket. Not a little throw, but a jacket.
Mm-hmm.
And it's nice because it's protected in that little patio area a little bit.
Okay.
And then the Creative Crafters. Everybody needs to come down. We're starting some burlap crafting thing.
Okay.
Carol decided she could be a crafter, and she looked on the internet, and I made one. In fact, let me put a plug in for the little thrift store on 13th Street.
Okay.
They had a free box there.
Oh, wow.
And I looked in the free box because let me back up. What we're doing for my staff's Christmas, it's something used under 15 and under.
Mm-hmm.
And they had a free box, so I looked in the free box.
Well, that's under 15.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And they had a canvas. Hope somebody's not listening, my staff. And so we've done a little creative crafting on it.
Okay.
And usually my staff's not listening, so we're okay.
Okay.
But if you need something kind of cool for Christmas, they have beautiful Christmas decorations over there.
Okay.
So anyway, that was my Christmas plug. Give used Christmas gifts. So we're going to do a canvas project if anybody wants to come and see it.
Okay.
I actually did one, and it actually turned out where I would give it to somebody.
Wow.
I would hang it in my own home. Hand and foot becoming pretty popular again. 1 week we have several, 1 week we have 4. So bridge on Friday, and that's on Fridays at 10 o'clock. Bridge, 1 o'clock on Fridays. That group also plays outside, so be sure and check your weather before you come down.
For Friday?
For Friday.
Yeah. Well, it says it's going to be 69 and sunny, so it'll be a little cooler.
It should be a little warmer if they bring the...
Warmer than today,
We
yes.
have one person that's a little colder, a little more frail, so she needs a heavier jacket.
Yeah.
She looks real pretty in those thin ones, but they're not real conducive to the weather.
That's right.
Famous Bingo, 1:30 on Fridays.
Okay.
Sewing, they're still sewing the lap blankets for the nursing homes. If you want to come down and help them with that, donate some fabric to it. They're turning out really pretty. Then Monday.
Now, tomorrow is Here on Earth going to be there tomorrow?
Oh, I skipped it. I had my thumb on it again. I skipped it. Yes, they will be here from 9. He will be here from 9 to 11. And the thing with Howard is, if he's running a little late, somebody needs a test or he stays longer.
Okay.
So, don't feel like if you're 20 minutes till 11 that you don't have time to come down. He will accommodate you if he can.
Good.
So, it's a really neat program. I mean, he checks them, cleans them, has hearing aid batteries available, whatever. Monday, we're getting ready for Thanksgiving. Can you believe all this?
Yes.
Monday, the exercise video Creative Crafters. We've got one lady making a Santa Claus out of paper.
Oh, good.
And it looks like it's going to be really cute. It's coming together. Trained dominoes, pretty popular. 2 tables. 42. We're still looking for people that can play 42. That's a game from the past, I call it. Your family either played it when you were growing up. So every now and then we need some more people, and we'd like to build up to 2 tables.
Okay.
Sewing again in the afternoons at 1:30, and exercise video. Pretty much it doesn't change. The good thing we are having on Tuesday the 23rd, like I call it my little mini physical there, free. I think she had about 10 maybe people last week.
Oh, wow.
They come in for their blood pressure, and that's pretty good considering the COVID things still. Nobody wants to wear the mask. They want to come to the senior center, but they don't want to wear a mask.
But inside you have to wear the mask.
Inside you have to. Outside you don't.
Okay.
Maybe I should consider having her set up outside. That might not be so conducive for her and the
she may not
paperwork,
that, yeah.
that she's trying to write on.
Yeah.
Woodworking, 9:30. Several things in the wood shop people are working on, looking cute, coming together. Stan will help you. I came in with a project. Bam, he helped me. It was with this burlap stuff. And he helped me get it together so we have an example for the seniors.
Good.
Don't forget line dancing. The intermediate line dancers at 9:30. For those that want to play bridge, again at 1, and they do not have to play outside. We do have rooms inside if they want to play inside, but they do have to wear a mask or a shield.
Okay.
Yes. Sewing ceramics at 1:30. We're still working on those gifts for the seniors at the nursing home if anybody wants to come help in both of those areas, in sewing and ceramics. Exercise video and stained glass, 6:30, Tuesday night. Wednesday's big thing is tops, take off pounds sensibly. It's a pretty neat little program. They have quite a few people in that. It's at 9 o'clock. The jewelry classes at 9:30. They've kind of did a paradigm shift because they're doing beaded work for Christmas gifts and things. So, but they're still willing to do jewelry.
Okay.
Your beginning line dances on Wednesdays at 9:30. Wood burning at 1 o'clock. We had somebody wood burning in there yesterday morning and afternoon, I believe it was.
Oh, wow.
And if they want to play bridge at 1 o'clock, train dominoes, I know they'll be there for that. Usually 2 tables. And then sewing again at 1:30.
And next Thursday and next Friday.
There we go.
You'll be closed for Thanksgiving?
That's what I was going to let you know. We will not have a radio show next Thursday or Friday. I'm sure you're taking off also.
I'm not going to be here. So
how about Friday? Are y'all closing Friday?
We're going to close Friday. I'm going to take a day off.
Sweet.
Is that okay? I
think
can't take the complete day off because I usually, I'll give you an example. If we're playing a football game, can you stick around for just a little bit longer?
Yes.
Just a little bit. Okay, because I don't want you to miss giving me a riddle. Hang on, folks. We'll be right back. This is KSVP Artesia. It's 9 o'clock.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. President Biden signs a trio of bills aimed at helping law enforcers and their families.
One of the bipartisan bills expands disability and death benefits for first responders who are injured in the line of duty. The president also signed the Cops Counseling Act, which will expand peer support and counseling programs.
Put simply, we'll get more officers the help they need so they can better help their communities they serve.
The third bill gives more power to the Justice Department to prosecute people accused of killing U.S. law enforcement agents abroad. Greg Clugston, Washington.
Back on the stand this morning in the Ahmaud Arbery murder trial, Brunswick, Georgia, defendant Travis McMichael testifying in his own defense. McMichael cross-examined by a prosecutor who asked him about his encounter with Arbery. This 25-year-old was running along the side of a road.
He's not reaching into his pockets.
No, ma'am. Not running, no, ma'am.
And he never yelled at you guys?
No, ma'am.
Never threatened you at all?
No, ma'am.
Never brandished any weapons?
Sorry, Your Honor, he's trying to finish his answer. Yeah, he did not threaten me verbally, no, ma'am.
All right. Didn't brandish any weapons?
No, ma'am.
Aired on Court TV, McMichael, who claims self-defense, is on trial along with his father and a neighbor, the fatal shooting of Arbery. It's day 3 of jury deliberations, trial of Kyle Rittenhouse, Kenosha, Wisconsin. He's charged in the fatal shootings of 2 men, the wounding of a third during rioting in Kenosha last year. Rittenhouse's lawyers seeking a mistrial. Dropping for the 7th straight week, the number of Americans applying for unemployment benefits. Number of applications fell by 1,000 last week to a pandemic low, 268,000. Stocks are in the red on Wall Street this hour. Right now, the Dow down 182 points, the Nasdaq off 21, and the S&P 6 points lower. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Your pets have the same energy they used to? Do they have problems with itching, scratching, a dull coat, or goopy ears? Then your pets need Dinovite.
DINOVITE.com.
For over 20 years, pet owners have trusted Dinovite to supplement their pet's diet.
We started Dinovite, and in our first stock, we noticed a difference.
Dinovite is an all-natural daily supplement made from whole foods that help support your pet's immune system, digestion, skin, and coat.
Within 3 weeks, he's not scratching and itching, and he's an all-around happier dog.
Today's commercial pet foods are processed at high temperatures, which bakes out all the essential goodness. These processed foods can lack the essential vitamins, enzymes, and probiotics that contribute to overall good health. Adding a scoop of Dinovite to your pet's food bowl is the answer.
If you love your pets as much as I do, you'll want to do what's best for them to live long, healthy, happy lives.
I have 2 cats and 2 dogs. All 4 of them are on the Dinovite.
You won't believe how happy your dog will be.
DINOVITE.com.
Turkey's currency has tumbled in value in response to the central bank cutting interest rates for a third consecutive month in the face of soaring inflation.
Under pressure from President Recep Tayyip Erdogan, policymakers at Turkey's central bank cut the benchmark rate from 16% to 15%. President Erdogan holds the unorthodox view that high interest rates cause prices to rise. But his determination to keep rates low comes as prices continue to soar. A downward spiral in the value of the country's currency, the lira, threatens to further stoke red-hot inflation, already running near 20%. Following the central bank's decision, the lira hit a fresh record low, adding to its more than 30% plunge so far this year.
The BBC's Victoria Craig. South Korea reporting the biggest daily jump in coronavirus cases since the start of the pandemic, as hundreds of thousands of students flock to schools for the country's highly competitive college entrance exam. Townhall.com. Planning to buy a new iPhone and say that you'd rather do it yourself? Well, Apple has something for you.
It represents a sharp turnaround for a company that has long prohibited anyone except Apple-approved technicians from tinkering with its proprietary parts and software. The company said it will enable users of 2 of the newest iPhone models and later some Mac computers to get access to genuine Apple parts and tools to be able to repair them. The shift reflects a strengthening right-to-repair movement embraced by President Biden and affecting everything from smartphones to tractors. It's a reaction to growing numbers of manufacturers who've made their products increasingly difficult to repair. Jeremy House reporting.
Macy's, the latest big retailer, reporting a rebound in sales, helping the bottom line. Reporting sales soared 36% in the third quarter, helped Macy's turn a profit July through September. More on these stories at townhall.com.
I know what you're expecting to hear right now, the announcement of today's KSVIP. Well, I don't have a name for today, and I need your help. If you know someone who needs to be recognized for being a very special person, call right now, 746-2751. Ask for Tana and schedule a KSVIP. Your special someone will be recognized at this time all day long on their day, and they'll receive a flower courtesy of Lovebud Floral in Artesia. So call today and schedule your KSVIP.
Just too white and nerdy. Can't you see I'm white and nerdy? Look at me, I'm white and nerdy. I wanna roll with the gangsters, but so far they all think I'm too white and nerdy. I'm just too white and nerdy. Think I'm just too white and nerdy. I'm just too white and nerdy. Really, really white and nerdy. Class there at MIT. Got skills. I'm a champion of D&D.
Hey, welcome back on the Good Morning Artesia radio show. And Carol was giving us a little more information, just reminding everybody about Thanksgiving and being closed
and
all
being
that.
safe with your families.
Yes, and so we didn't want to just chase her out before you had a chance to say all of that, and just wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. And then, was there anything else that we needed to remind folks about?
And I need to get it to you. I'm surprised it's not being announced. There's going to be a free Thanksgiving dinner.
You talking about at Trinity Temple?
No.
Oh, I didn't know about that.
At Westside Church of Christ, for people that would like to join, that don't have a place to go.
Yeah, no, they hadn't told us.
For you two that are in charge, Carol just now is going to give this to them here. It's going to be on Thanksgiving Day at 1 o'clock.
Okay.
And I will send you the flyer as we speak.
Excellent. Well, thank you.
And I'll read it so people can know. It's Thanksgiving dinner. It's Thursday, November the 25th, Westside Church of Christ, 1 p.m. Everyone is welcome. And then there's an RSVP to the 2 numbers. And if you can't get a hold of these 2, call me at the Senior Center. I will help get your information. And if something slips and you don't get an RSVP, show up with a smile and an appetite.
I think I can do that. Well, great. Well, thanks for sending that over to me. I appreciate that.
I just now thought about that I wanted to be sure and remind everybody of that. And what we do is, if you know of somebody that's homeless or somebody that's homebound, we try to take them every year. Laura and I usually make plates and take them. One year we were taking them to people under the bridges.
Yeah.
So I know we have apparently one person under a bridge right now again this year. And so we'll be doing that.
Okay. Well, thanks for letting me know. And I appreciate that, because there's a couple things that have been going on that Lana will see the poster at the post office.
I heard that on the radio this morning.
And like, well, when you drop it off at the post office, drive over here to the radio station and drop it off with Tana or with Lana or myself.
And if you don't have time to drop it off, email it over here.
Email it or text it or whatever, because we're happy to announce those. Yeah.
Especially we're helping our community with a free meal and games and fellowship. That's what it's all about.
Yeah. People think about that, and they think, and it's good that you put it at the post office, and it's good you put it other place else, but have an extra one with you. And just when you leave the post office, you drive south 2 blocks.
KSVP.
And then go east a half a block. So you're in the neighborhood, and just drop it off. And there's nobody here, or the door's locked. There's a mail slot, and you can just put it through the mail slot, and then we'll put it on the radio for free for you.
I hadn't thought about dropping it off at the mail slot. That's a neat idea, Gene. That way, for those people that are working, that have an excuse, they can't get by here before 5.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. They can in the mail slot, and we'll be happy to announce it. So before we let you go here, since I won't be here next week, and you won't be here next week.
I have 2.
Okay.
Expensive British cars.
Now these are football teams.
Yes.
And so expensive British cars, that would be Jaguars.
Jaguars. Yes. And who is the final winner of the semi this Saturday?
Who's the final winner?
On the semi playoff. In that semi this Saturday?
Yes.
Who's going to be that winner?
Well, Artesia's going to be the winner.
You shouldn't have hesitated.
I just want to. It was such an obvious question. I want to make sure I wasn't missing something.
Your head was like, she's not really saying that, is she?
Go Bulldogs, right?
Go Bulldogs, that's right. Thank you, Gene.
All right.
You have a happy Thanksgiving. Tell Lana happy Thanksgiving and all your staff.
All right. And remember, we're going to move the football game to Monday.
He's just joking, everybody. Don't everybody call Coach Moppin.
That's right. All right. Thanks, Carol. We'll see you. All right. Let's take a break for the weather, see what it's going to be like today.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Pretty cool today. We have high pressure moving in from the Rockies, and that'll keep us in the mid-50s on our afternoon high, but we will get plenty of sunshine across the area. Clear tonight down to the upper 20s and low 30s, and then we pick up about 10 degrees tomorrow with plenty of sunshine, our high in the upper 60s. We're back in the mid-70s and sunny on Saturday, fair and cooler Sunday. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton. That's your latest forecast.
Right now, the sun is shining, and it's looking to be warming up nicely. 39 degrees here in Artesia. We've got humidity at 28%. The dew point is 9. Our winds are northerly at 4 miles per hour, so the wind chill's pretty well dropped off. It feels like 37, even though the air temperature is 39. Pressure at 30.61 and rising. Our air quality index is 24. We have good air quality. Had a high yesterday of 73, the overnight low 24. 1 year ago, we had a high of 71 and a low of 33. Minimum 4-inch soil temps are between 52 and 54 degrees. 43 in Carlsbad, 39 in Roswell, 42 in Hobbs, America. All right, let's take the break. Our next guests are standing by. Come on in. We'll be right back after this.
The journey for the NMAA District 4A State Championship continues for your Artesia Bulldogs. And this Saturday, your Bulldogs are home at the Bulldog Bowl, taking on the Scorpions of Farmington High. Join Joby Hodling and Robbie Ballou for the Faith Baptist Church Sideline Show at noon and kickoff at 1. Catch the game audio on KSVP AM and FM or watch it for free at KSVPTV.com. Bulldogs versus Farmington Scorpions. Saturday starting at noon on KSVP AM and FM and online for free at KSVPTV.com.
For over 77 years, you've counted on Forest Tire Company. Forest Tire knows that just being there for you is what matters most. That's why Michelin packs more innovation inside its tires to maximize performance without sacrificing capabilities, so you can continue to go the extra mile to be there for the ones who matter most. Be it your car, truck, RV, or semi, trust your tires to the folks who know more about tires than anyone else. Forest Tire, keeping you rolling since 1944.
Trucks, and more trucks. Carlsbad Ford is truck country with over 50 vehicles on the lot and more on the way. Brand new model year Raptors and F-150s, diesels, Super Crew cabs, and an exceptional selection of pre-owned. Silverado, Tundra, Tacoma, Frontier, and more. Nobody has more trucks than Carlsbad Ford. Free oil changes for a year with your vehicle. Paying top dollar for your trade, and of course, the home of the no commission sales zone. Your next truck awaits you at Carlsbad Ford.
When you have that once-in-a-lifetime hunt, depend on the quality of out-of-this-world taxidermy for custom mounting and the creation of your original trophy. Attention to detail and passion for the work is what sets out-of-this-world taxidermy apart. Relive the excitement with custom mounts and professional quality. Wherever your travels take you, Out-of-This-World Taxidermy will accept your trophy shipments. Out-of-This-World Taxidermy. Call today, 622-3640. Visit online, outofthisworldtaxidermy.com.
How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing pretty good.
Lindsay's
back.
here, yeah.
I know. I wasn't here last week. That's because I was at home after having my gallbladder out. So thank you, Dr. Mann, for doing a really good job.
So did you get it in a jar?
No, I probably should have. You should have seen the size of the stone that was in there, though. I really figured it would have been a lot worse than what it was.
Oh, my goodness.
We went more preventative with it than,
Okay. Well, I'm glad you're doing better.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, I found your page.
All right.
The Facebook page. So is that where we want to start talking about upcoming events?
Yeah. I do. One thing I can say,
yes,
because I always forget about it, which is stupid because I usually would think I would not forget about the website for my workplace. Mm-hmm. But our website is up and functional. We put in art stuff on there for the pop-up that is currently hanging at the Ocotillo. And if you guys want to come see some really amazing pieces from all ages, I know it's really great.
And the voting is underway for that right now.
Yep. In-person voting ends the 19th, and we extended the Facebook and online voting until the 22nd. Is that? Monday the 22nd.
Now you sound like, the county. In-person voting is...
I do, man. That's
so.
scary.
What's this first one? That's you have some pictures posted. What is this first one? I've got it showing. If you're watching online, you can see the painting. But describe it for us, if you would.
So actually, funny story. That's yarn.
That's yarn. Okay.
That's a textile piece.
All right.
And it's kind of based off of, if you can tell from like the swirls and stuff, it's called a New Mexico Story Night.
Okay.
So it's very Van Gogh-esque. No, it's just Van Gogh. Like, it's very Van Gogh. And that was done by, I believe.
You can't say, because
that's right, I can't.
You can't say.
Oh my gosh, what is wrong with me?
Yeah, you can't say who did it. It's A1.
It's A1.
If you're going to vote for it, but this one's made of yarn.
Yep.
That's pretty impressive. There, I stopped her. I stopped her. She was going
She
to.
stopped me, or he stopped me. Sorry, I'm tired. It's been
what?
He was going to give the name of the artist. And
No, we know no.
No.
That's a no-no.
So A2. So what is A2? Tell us what A2 is.
So that is an ink piece,
Okay.
and I
Candace.
believe that one was called something with Coco Pelli in it. But
It's a Coco Pelli print.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. All right. And so that's a watercolor or in pen and ink?
Yeah.
Pen and ink. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Here's A3, which looks like the postcard for New Mexico. What is this made from?
That is an acrylic.
Okay.
So basically, the type of paint you can get at Hobby Lobby or Walmart, like in the craft section, the water-based acrylic paints. That's
And
what that
it's
is.
got a skull. It's got. Now, those cactuses are not in New Mexico. Those are in
Saguaro.
Tucson, Arizona only.
However, it does seem pretty accurate that cow getting abducted by an alien.
Yep.
Absolutely. That is.
Yeah, they probably finally just decided, nah, we don't want to, abduct humans anymore. They're getting weird. We'll just abduct the livestock.
But I like it. It's got the green chili. It's got the hot air balloon. The New Mexico landscape, like you said, the cow abduction going on. That's pretty cool. Were there any more? Yeah. Here's A4. What is A4?
So that's what you would call a geometric abstract.
Okay.
And so basically, like I think last time we talked about, culture was the name of the prompt. And I kind of went into like a flowery little description of how, like the roots of a tree run deep, in all of us and stuff. And I'd given the definition of like what culture is. And color is a very huge, important part of every culture. And so I think that's kind of the basis representative of that.
Okay. Now, if you don't have the straight lines and go with squiggly lines, it's a screen on a iPhone.
So yeah, we talked about that like 2 weeks worth of talking about the iPhone screensavers, I feel.
All right. This one is, I don't see the label which one this is, but
that one is A5, I believe, or
okay.
A6.
It's A5.
A5. All right. Tell us about that. That looks beautiful glass.
Yeah.
Okay.
So one of our participants brought in, she was like prolific, let me tell you. She did these absolutely beautiful glass those are old windows, and she did like a glass and multimedia, because like if you see how it looks kind of like a spider web. I want to say that
one's
was a crocheted bit or a net of some type.
It's a doily. Yeah. And she calls that one Dreamcatcher. And everything's she individually lays each piece like adhesive, and then she epoxies everything.
Okay. So it is glass with the doily as the
It's glass, and then every other piece is put on top of the glass. Yes.
Okay. That's pretty impressive. This is A6.
Yeah.
Okay. And
So-
describe this one for us.
Generally speaking, you would kind of look at this and think it's just a like an acrylic piece or maybe like a drawing, but it's actually multimedia or mixed media. And the reason it is because, well, and I know a lot of people sketch and then they paint over the sketch, but you can still see the graphite lines in it in a good way. Like it's meant to look like that. And then I believe the paint is acrylic, but then she epoxied over the top of it, or did right? Yeah, like
Okay.
had sealed it that way. So.
Okay.
And I got to spend quite a bit of time with her, and she said every culture has homeless. So this is a homeless man.
A homeless man. Okay. All right. That's A6.
Yep.
Here's another. Is this a different?
No. The same artist, different piece.
Different, but different piece. Okay, that's what I meant.
Like I said, she was prolific.
Okay. What's this one called? Do you remember?
I don't remember the name of this one, but this one, her grandmother had passed away. And she took this and all the color, it's representative of like how she felt about her. She said she went through a lot of depression, and this piece kind of helped her pull out of it. And it's about how she felt about her grandmother.
Okay. All right. A8.
Same
I believe
artist.
is the same artist, and there I see it is Do I see an eagle in there?
Yeah, and those feathers are individual pieces of glass. Yeah,
Could be.
Wookiee. But those feathers are also individual pieces of glass.
Really?
The bird feathers.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, she came in and just had a whole bunch of stories to tell me when I met with her.
That is really impressive on that one. Let's see. A9. Describe this one for us, please.
So this one is also a mixed media. It is, if you can see the choya framing it almost looks like just a frame, but it's affixed to the canvas.
Okay.
And I don't know how she did it because I would have destroyed the canvas trying to do something like this. And you can see feathers, those are actual feathers, and some leather, and then acrylic. So again, that would make this a mixed media piece. Now, sometimes the issue that you have with mixed media is it's like so many things, but at the same time, that also makes it an amazing. I'm a mixed media artist. Like, that's my favorite thing to do.
Okay.
And she's Native American, so she's indigenous, and so she said the mother, the background around it is all the spirits of the other mothers helping this mother take care of that child.
Excellent. That's A9. All right. This is A10.
Yep.
And painting, watercolor?
That's just acrylic.
Acrylic, okay. All right. I'm
a little bit more of like a cheeky vibe, you know. I like.
She said it was her. It's supposed to be a roadrunner, but she feels like it looks more like a dinosaur. So it's her.
So she called it her raptor.
Maybe it's an ancient roadrunner.
Yeah, there you go.
So that's pretty neat. That's A10. And you see a hot air balloon and the Zia symbol represented.
And a yucca.
And the yucca, that's right. Now, this looks like a photograph. This is A11. And tell us about this photograph.
Well, this looks like something from the oil field. Like, I don't really know. She might know more of the story because I was down for the count when she was collecting art.
I believe it's a fireman.
A fireman, okay.
Yeah. Which, I mean, definitely kind of plays into, you know, like, that's a whole culture.
Firemen putting out fires, or firemen firing up a steam engine, or
I have no idea what he's doing, but I just know. I think,
Okay,
yeah,
that's cool.
I'm not exactly 100%.
No, that's pretty impressive. A13
It's a Christmas tree.
A Christmas tree
in
and
black
a painting.
and white. And normally I would say not to do like a Christmas tree in black and white because you want to see those lights and you want to see those colors. But this one I think was pretty well rendered. Photography can be kind of difficult in that.
So it's a photograph.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And it's also like her mom's in the side. So like that side shadow is her mother.
Gotcha.
And she talked about like Christmas with her family.
Yeah. Okay. A14. Painting?
Yes, that's an acrylic.
It's hard for me to see on the computer screen with the light, folks. So if I sound dumber than normal, that's
no, that's all right.
Acrylic, yes.
It's acrylic. Okay, and it looks like plow, horses, and then a young girl.
Honestly, I would say like type of horse that looks like the type of draft horse that looks like they're probably Belgians. And I can tell you a funny little story. My date to one of my friend's weddings in college was a freaking Belgian draft horse, and that sucker dropped his foot, like dinner-sized plate hoof, on my like little toes because this friend wanted to let his wife like ride off into the sunset on this big giant horse, and I'm like, why did you ask me to do this?
And so what is the artist representing here? What did they say? Did they give you a story on this one, what they're saying in this
I did
painting?
not get a story on this one because her friend dropped it off for her, so I didn't get the background on this one.
But I do kind of feel like it's very, I think anybody from this area could kind of look at this and really identify with this. You know.
Farm life.
Farm life, that's right. Okay. A15.
Textile.
We got the old pump jack there, and it's textile. So
It's
this
quilted.
Is quilted, okay. And they have the different colors of the sunset or sunrise, whatever's depicted in this. And what is the pump jack sitting on?
Oh,
I think that's just supposed to be
ground.
The ground. Okay, all right. That's very impressive.
Yeah.
Let's see, A16. That's very interesting. Tell us that story.
That is an abstract self-portrait, and that one I think if you know
the person,
you know
who
it's
it
her.
is. Yeah.
And it's the issue I have with this one is it looks great photographed, but you need to come to the Ocotillo and see it in person because it's so much just more vivid than just getting a picture of it.
Okay.
So
that's
which I guess you could say that about every piece, but
all right. A17.
So that would be a mixed media piece. It's a layered piece.
Okay.
The piece underneath it, I want to say to me, what it looks like, because again, I was kind of out when they were collecting art. It almost looks like if you think of how the Roman Senate was when they met, or like, you know, Congress or something like that with the big rounded seats and stuff. And then over the top of it, you kind of have a almost like a negative space version of the Mona Lisa.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a pretty interesting piece. Again, that's one you kind of have to come see in person.
Have to see. Now we have a drawing. This is E1. So are we in a different age group? Is that what the
elementary?
Elementary.
Yep.
Okay.
The A group is adults.
All right.
E is elementary, intermediate, I high school age.
Okay. So this is E1. U.S. Border Patrol.
So it was about her family.
About her family.
So her dad's in the Border Patrol.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And there's a hot air balloon too.
Yes. And she likes to draw, so that's the pencil and the paper.
Yeah. Well, of course. Do that. E2, another drawing from another elementary student.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. And that one is called Rising the Sun. And I was like, I kind of love the way she went with this because it's kind of abstract and it's just, I don't know, it's kind of a neat piece. And to see a kid that age like think of something like that, I'm like, I don't know if I would have thought of something like that at that age. It's really cool.
Whoops, I'm sorry. Went too fast. I don't know how many more do you have here?
There's quite a few pieces. I think we had 42, no, more than that. We had like 42, 43 entries, and I think only around 9 didn't make it in.
Okay.
Because either people ran out of time or they...
Yeah. Well, we're going to run out of time before we can go through all of them, but they're on the Facebook page.
And the website.
And
you
the
can
website.
also vote through the website.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So go to the website, go to the Facebook page, and then vote or go to the Ocotillo.
Yeah, we've got 2 voting slots for that, so...
Okay. They're really impressive and take a little bit of time to go. You said the voting deadline was...
So in person is tomorrow.
Okay.
And then we extended it for online and on our Facebook page until Monday.
Until Monday. Okay. Mm-hmm. And then you'll announce the winners.
We'll announce the winners and call them and everything, and it'll be...
And people have been really responsive, so that's been nice.
Absolutely.
Yeah. No,
I think we've had more interaction on this art show than a lot of them, so...
No, they're very, very impressive, and glad you had such a big response to that. So, what else do you have happening here that we want to talk about?
Take it away, Candace.
So, Light Up Art, at the end of the month is Giving Tuesday. So, just a reminder for everyone to get out there giving hats. Gene should have his wish list up, so give to Gene. But give to your favorite organization. Give back to your community. It's a really nice way to do things. And then after that is Light Up Artesia, which we all love. And I know Elizabeth Jackson from Main Street's been talking about that. But for us, we're going to have our doors open. And after the parade, it's first come, first serve, free ornament making.
Okay.
With a hot chocolate bar. So first come, first serve, filter in.
I'll have a hot chocolate with... hot chocolate, please.
Yes. And Kelly Speck Art with Paint With Us is helping us with that. So we're really blessed with her. So that's a first come, first serve, free kind of community thing that we're going to do. We'll throw open the doors, come have some hot chocolate, and make an ornament for the Christmas tree. There'll be little canvases on a ribbon that the family members or children will paint. And that is Light Up Artesia. So that's the most immediate thing that's coming up next for people to pay attention to. And then the week after is the gingerbread house making workshop.
I was going to say, have you got your assembly crew ready to go?
Oh yeah, that's Lindsay. Lindsay's on she's our volunteer coordinator. So she's coordinating them volunteers so that we can do all of the hard work and slap those gingerbread houses together. We actually started picking them up today. We got some coming in from Walmart, and we got some coming in through the delivery. So the gingerbread houses are arriving.
Good.
And that is up on the website as well, so people can go in and purchase their gingerbread. Their small ones are $15, and the larger ones are $25.
And you have all the decorations and everything.
Yeah, we'll have all the fixings.
Unless people want to customize it even more than that.
And everyone's welcome to bring their own stuff to do that too.
Yeah. That's fantastic. Well, good. That kind of gets us through there. Now they already showed the movie Elf, I'm hearing, Monday night.
Oh.
At the Jumbotron.
Fun.
They did a fundraiser for Haven
Well, did they show it? Was the cheer and sing, like this cheer and sing along version, or was it just?
I don't know because I wasn't invited. So Not that I would have gone. I don't know.
Well, you know what, Gene? You can come see it at the Ocotillo.
Well, that's right. So you're having the
cheer and sing along.
The cheer and sing along version. Will it have the words with the bouncing ball? Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Oh, there you go. Do you want to come be Buddy the Elf for us?
No.
That was a firm no. And that is the 21st for those who are wondering is the free community movie, and you do have to sign up ahead of time. So we'll have it up on the website, and people can pick their seats or whatever.
Okay.
Sign up ahead of time because we only have so much room.
Okay.
So if you come that day, we might not have space. It
And
just depends.
very good. And one last thing, the community choir.
Yes.
How's that coming along?
They should start rehearsing. They've got a pretty good group. He's actually has people from here and Roswell that are going to be involved. So there will be performances here and in Roswell for it. We'll have 2. It's 6 and then about like 7 area. And tickets, we're working on ticket prices. They want all the funds to go to the Arts Council as a fundraiser. So we'll have that up at the website so people can purchase their tickets to come see the community choir sing Christmas. So
also, before I forget, we finally have audition dates for our spring community theater production. It was actually written by a friend of mine and a few friends of his from Oklahoma. It's called Secrets of the Buttermilk Hotel. It's hilarious. It's been performed by both Ardmore Little Theater and the Butterfield Players over in Gainesville, Texas. And I'm really excited to announce that because I'm directing the show.
Okay.
We're going to do an extended rehearsal schedule, and it'll be probably late April for the performances. But we're going to do auditions December 6th and 7th, 5:30 p.m. And then on Saturday, the 11th at 10 a.m.
Saturday is the 11th.
Yep.
So
Woohoo. I
there
didn't
you
get
go.
my date wrong because I
There
do
you
that
go.
a lot.
All right. Well, thank you so much. Appreciate you guys coming in.
Yes.
And just so you know, I will not be here next week.
Oh.
It's Thanksgiving Day.
Yes.
So
We should not be here.
Hugh Hewitt is going to talk about something, but I'm going to be eating turkey and stuffing and dressing and
Remind
watching.
me to get a key to the building from Tana so we can come in and like rearrange his office. Oh wait, I shouldn't have said that out loud because now he would know it was us.
No, we get construction paper and make turkey hands and put them in everything he has, so that for years he's finding turkey hands.
That'll be very interesting. So. All right, thanks a lot. Happy Thanksgiving to
Happy
y'all.
Thanksgiving.
And we will see you after the holiday.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, stay tuned. We're going to open up the Zoom room. Get Aaron in here next.
Have you been dealing with stress or anxiety lately? Don't let that stop you from getting the dental work done that you know needs to happen. Hi, this is Dr. Sarah Usher with Carabelli Dental, and every day we help people just like you have a relaxing and pain-free experience with IV sedation. Just imagine a dental experience where you don't remember the needles or the drills. If that's what you're looking for, we can help. Let us ease your stress and create the best dental experience ever.
Come see the team at Carabelli Dental at the corner of 9th and Main or call 622-4455.
Holy guacamole! The best guacamole in the Pecos Valley is at La Fonda Restaurant in Artesia. Holy guacamole! Everything is coming in fresh by the truckload. Avocados, green chilies, jalapenos, tomatoes, and onions. The makings of our signature salsa, golden fried chili rellenos, and of course our guacamole. Holy guacamole, what are you waiting for? La Fonda Restaurant, 210 West Main in Artesia, with plenty of parking off Highway 285. Holy guacamole!
Gear up for Black Friday at LGS Guns and Ammo. Southeastern New Mexico's authority for guns and ammo is having a massive store-wide sale. Take 10% off the already low prices throughout the store and 15% off Liberty safes. Plus, get 1,000-round cases of .556 and .223, normally $700. Black Friday price at only $5.50 a case. And when you spend $200 or more, get a free stainless steel Sarge's Growler while they last. The Black Friday sale at LGS Guns and Ammo. Southeastern New Mexico's authority for guns and ammo in Hobbs or Roswell and at LGSguns.com.
Otto von Bismarck is said to have quipped, "Laws are like sausages. It's better not to see them being made." While that's a great line, we respectfully disagree. We're New Mexico Foundation for Open Government, a nonpartisan, not-for-profit organization that exists to promote transparency in government, so you not only know what's happening, but why and by whom. Because what you don't know can hurt you. Visit nmfog.org and become a member today. Sponsored by New Mexico Broadcasters Association.
welcome back on the Good Morning Artesia radio show. Aaron Irving joins us from Oakley and Irving Wealth Management, LPL Financial Services. I see you are honoring Florida Governor Ron DeSantis and what they're doing, what he's been talking about.
Yeah, apparently he's going to Brandon, Florida to sign the Florida law that doesn't allow vaccine mandates. So,
seriously, there is a Brandon, Florida?
There is a Brandon, Florida, and that's where he's going to sign that bill into law.
Oh, my goodness. Well, then that means we need to break open our Let's Go Brandon blend of coffee we have here from Kith and Kin.
Yes, sir.
And open that up and brew up a cup of America. So why can't we have a governor like that?
Yeah, we're stuck with the governor.
Yeah, and even she was made fun of by the liberal governor of Colorado. I don't know if you saw that story.
I didn't.
Let's see if I can find it here. He, they were asking the governor of Colorado about extending mask mandates and things like that. And he said, let me find the actual quote here because I don't want
to
misquote. What he said, come on. What he said, Colorado Governor Jared Polis cites New Mexico as why he's not planning to bring back mask mandate.
It's good to be an example in one way or another, huh?
That's right. The governor of Colorado says he does not plan on bringing back a mask mandate throughout the state, even as COVID-19 cases surge. He said he would leave masking orders to the counties, citing that neighboring New Mexico has a mask mandate and cases were comparable to those seen in Colorado. So, yeah, they don't have a mask mandate. We have a mask mandate. Cases are still going up.
Yeah.
So, based on what he's seeing from us in New Mexico,
science.
The state. Now, he said you may encounter a city or a county in Colorado which may do it. But as far as the state of Colorado saying we're going to have a mask mandate, he said no. Look at New Mexico. Way to go, Governor. Yeah.
Even your own people are calling you an idiot. What's it feel like to be like Biden?
That's funny. Zitz was funny today.
Oh, yeah?
They're in a store in a flea market. They're at this flea market.
Okay.
And the kids are talking. So what's the big deal about vinyl records? And the other kid says, dude, the fidelity, the warmth. And one of the albums he picks up is William Shatner Sings Puccini. The weirdness. I never bought the Shatner album. You can get it on Apple Music. But William Shatner did an album, a couple of albums back in the 60s.
You have to pay for it?
Yeah, you had to pay money to buy the album to...
And people did.
I don't think too many did. If you if you have an original copy of his album, it's probably worth a couple bucks.
Play his album backwards if you get like crazy messages.
Beam me up.
Beam me up, Scotty.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Let's see. He did. He's listed as an artist on Apple Music. And his albums include Bill from 2021, The Blues from 2020, Shatner Claus from 2018, Why Not Me, which has the explicit language warning on it.
Shatner with explicit language.
Live from 2014. And then he did, where's the other one, the original one? Here it is. The Transformed Man from 1968 is the original William Shatner album. And it had King Henry V Eulogy for theme from Cyrano, Mr. Tambourine Man. and how
I can't even imagine, and I don't need to hear it.
Hamlet, it was a very good year. Romeo and Juliet, how insensitive, yeah.
Juliet. But because of a senseless family feud, the two lovers are forbidden to speak to one another. Romeo is a true believer that the spirit of love can overcome all obstacles. At the moment, he is standing in a garden under Juliet's bedroom window, wondering whether he should call out her name and tell her of his burning love.
Uh-oh.
But soft. What light through yonder window breaks? It is the east, and
This
Juliet
could be a cure for insomnia.
So yeah, he's a record artist. So if you had that record, yeah, it's pretty terrible.
Yes, I think so.
So let's see. What do you have for us today?
Well, I got a short story for you if you got time.
We do, yes.
All right. Okay, there was a teacher. She told her young class to go home and ask their parents for a family story with a moral at the end of it, and to return the next day to tell their story. So in the classroom the next day, Joe gave his example first. My dad's a farmer and we have chickens. One day we were taking lots of eggs to market in a basket on the front seat of the truck when we hit a big bump in the road. The basket fell off the seat and all the eggs broke. The moral of the story is not to put all your eggs in one basket. Very good, said the teacher. Next, Mary said, we're farmers too. We had 20 eggs waiting to hatch, but when they did, we only got 10 chicks. The moral of the story is not to count your chickens before they're hatched. Very good, said the teacher again, very pleased with the responses so far.
Yeah.
Next, it was Brandon's turn to tell the story.
Brandon.
My dad told me this story about my Aunt Karen. Aunt Karen was a flight engineer in the war, and her plane got hit. She had to bail out over enemy territory, and all she had was a bottle of whiskey, a machine gun, and a machete. Go on, said the teacher, intrigued.
Yeah.
Aunt Karen drank the whiskey on the way down to prepare herself, and she landed right in the middle of 100 enemy soldiers. She killed 70 of them with the machine gun until she ran out of bullets. Then she killed 20 more with the machete till the blade broke. Then she killed the last 10 with her bare hands. Good heavens, said the horrified teacher. What did your father say was the moral of that frightening story? Stay away from Aunt Karen when she's been drinking.
Good advice. Super strength. I like it. That's good, Aaron. That's good.
Thank you.
That works out. Well, Michael's probably going to be calling here in just a moment. So, are you ready to share with us how the markets are doing?
I am ready.
Here's Aaron.
All right, this is Aaron Irving with LPL Financial, member of FINRA and the SIPC, bringing you your mid-morning stock market report for Thursday, November the 18th. U.S. stocks fell today despite a continuation of blowout earnings reports from NVIDIA, Macy's, and Kohl's as investors grappled with seasonal worries about COVID and ongoing inflation concerns. The Dow dropped 0.5%, while the S&P 500 lost 0.2%, and the NASDAQ composite was slightly higher. Trading has been choppy this week, with the major averages mostly wavering around the flat line, but the S&P 500 and NASDAQ are still on track for a positive week and are sitting less than 1% from their record highs. The Dow is more than 2% from its record. NVIDIA shares advanced nearly 10% after beating on the top and bottom lines of its quarterly results and issuing a bullish revenue forecast for the current quarter ending in January. The chipmaker saw a 55% gain in data center sales from the same period a year ago, 42% increase in gaming, which is its biggest market. Those gains helped lift other chip stocks trading. Advanced Micro Devices gained more than 4%, while Qualcomm and Micron Technology added about 2%. Separately, Global Foundries saw a big pop after revealing it entered a partnership with Ford to help the automaker increase its chip supply was last about 4% higher. Retail continued its big earnings week with shares of Macy's and Kohl's kicking off the day, smashing quarterly profit and revenue estimates, much like their peers who reported earlier in the week. Macy's said same-store sales grew 35.6%, and digital sales increased by 19%. It also teased the launch of a digital marketplace next year and said 41% of its 4.4 million new customers in the quarter came through the digital channel. The company's shares jumped almost 20%. Kohl's similarly saw gains in same-store sales growth and digital. Its shares added more than 6%. The Dow Jones Industrial Average is currently down 91 points to 35,839. The S&P 500 moved higher by 11 points to 4,700, and the NASDAQ Composite is up 69 points to 15,990. West Texas Intermediate crude is up 42 cents a barrel to $78.81. Stocks of local interest. Holly Frontier Corporation is down 4 cents a share to $32.50. Walmart is off by 48 cents to $141.46 a share. Apple is $1.21 higher at $154.70 a share. And ConocoPhillips is up 58 cents a share to $72.55. This is Aaron Irving with Oakley & Irving Wealth Management, serving business owners and energy industry professionals in the Pecos Valley and beyond. You can find us at oiwealth.com, or at our offices in Artesia and Carlsbad. You can call us at 575-887-7075. All indices are unmanaged and may not be invested into directly. Securities are offered through LPL Financial, member of FINRA, and the SIPC.
I think that's hilarious that he's signing those bills in Brandon, Florida.
It is.
All right. Aaron, you have a great day today, and we'll chat with you again in the morning.
All right. You do the same.
Right now, let's turn our attention to the history of Artesia, and we bring on with us Michael Redman with the Artesia Historical Museum and Art Center. Good morning, Michael.
Good morning.
Hope you're doing well, and I know you've got the Thanksgiving holiday next week. Probably ought to remind folks what your holiday schedule at the museum is going to be next week.
Yes, our holiday schedule is we'll be closed on Thursday and Friday, but we will reopen on Saturday.
Okay, so Thursday, Friday closed, back open on Saturday, and I know you have the Honoring Artesia's Veterans exhibit in the museum, in the Art Center, so folks can come by and take a look at that. So I'm sure you've had some good response to that. So let's finish our series. You've been talking over the last few weeks about wars and conflicts that have taken place within the state of New Mexico, not just the conflicts around the world that involve people from New Mexico. And where would you like to begin today?
Well, I'd like to briefly go back to 1862 before getting to the main focus of today.
Okay.
Of course, in 1862, as I mentioned last week, Baylor and Sibley invaded New Mexico, but there was a lot more going on than that. Out west, it was the territories were never a part of the Confederacy, but there were a lot of Confederate sympathizers, especially in Colorado.
Okay.
Mostly because in Colorado, I believe it was about 10 to 20% of the population came from Missouri and Texas. And the rest were from northern states and northern territories.
So there was a significant percentage then that came from, I guess, slave territories, if you will, slave states.
And when over the course of the war, there were the people who lived out there who were from southern states were made very unwelcome by locals, by the militia, by the government officials. And once Chivington, one of the officers involved at the Battle of Glorieta, when he went back to Colorado, he went a little over the top, really over the top when dealing with people. He, of course, was famous for massacring a lot of indigenous people, but he also used the Colorado volunteers to crack down on any Southern sympathizers, and there were quite a few.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly forming up in camps and trying to assemble to put together a force of volunteers to eventually go back to Missouri and go down to Texas, and their camps were broken up, and a couple of them were executed before trial. But a lot of them came down through New Mexico to get to Texas.
Okay.
And there were raiding parties that started in Texas, going north through New Mexico to get to Colorado, mostly through this part of the state, the eastern part. And the Army would hear about them and search for them, and occasionally merchant wagons would be raided, and there was not a lot of serious fighting, but there were, of course, skirmishes and chases.
So they were trying to head back to Texas, and they were causing trouble on their way through New Mexico and other parts, and that's why they were hunted down, if you will, why they were looked for by the military at the time?
Yes, but there were some additional raids coming from Texas up this way.
Ah, okay.
Mostly 63, 64, and 65. They really wanted... Colonel Baylor really wanted to try another invasion of Texas, but that didn't happen, and he quit the Army and became a civilian government official.
Okay.
But they did try. They couldn't succeed because most of the military-age men who were able to serve and did join the Texas Army were actually sent to Louisiana because they had all the fighting over control of the Mississippi River.
During the Civil War, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I was trying to remember the timeline now, and that would have been during the Civil War, so... Or the war between the states, depending on where your heritage from, I guess.
Well, it was just a civil war because it was United States government on one side and southern states on the other side.
That's right.
But going forward into the future, there was one last instance of war coming to New Mexico.
Okay.
In 1916.
Wow, okay.
And this one is going to need a little bit of backstory to explain it because it's going to sound really weird otherwise. Because when people think 1916, they think World War I.
Right,
but
right.
This was the Mexican Revolution.
Okay.
So for that, it was a very long, drawn-out, bloody war from 1910 to 1920 over the issue of what sort of government would Mexico have. They had for a long time a dictator, Porfirio Diaz, who ruled the country for a long time. Various groups got together, drove him out. They had various. They had, I think they had like 6 presidents during this period, and the United States got involved because they didn't like one of the presidents, President Madero. So some people from the State Department assisted in a coup to remove him from office, but he was assassinated in the process, and it really soured relations between the United States and Mexico to the point that when some sailors on shore leave were arrested, the United States responded by invading Veracruz, taking that for a long time, holding it for, I think, a few months, and then massing almost all the army along the border. So with that sort of relation going on, a lot of unhappiness, some of the fighters in the war, particularly one of the formerly supporters of Madero, that later went on to become their own party, the Division of the North, under General Francisco Villa. They were operating just south of the border here. They were losing a couple battles in 1915, so in 1916, they decided to find a weak spot along the border, cross over, find a poorly defended army depot, grab all the weapons and horses they could find, and then get back into Mexico.
Okay.
And so they thought that the town of Columbus in New Mexico was such a poorly defended area. However, they failed to realize that there were actually hundreds of soldiers at the depot. A lot of them were on patrol duties, but there were a lot of soldiers in the area.
Mm-hmm.
So when they crossed over to attack the town and grab everything they could, they actually found that there were a lot of defenders with machine guns.
Oh.
In Columbus. And the people who lived in the town, of course, Columbus was a small little town, mostly ranching and mining, one of the last sort of frontier sort of towns. So a lot of the people in town had weapons as well. So it was a running gun battle between the forces of Pancho Villa and the United States Army and the townsfolk.
Mm-hmm.
And it ended with the exact numbers of dead are unknown, but at least 63 people from the Division of the North died in the fighting, and between 10 and 20 Americans died.
Okay.
Because everybody reported different numbers. The paperwork back then wasn't like it is today, so finding death certificates would be a lot more difficult, so nobody knows how many people actually died.
So did this prompt some kind of response from the U.S. government and the U.S. military after this, I guess, failed raid? They didn't succeed in getting the weapons, did they?
Oh, they did. Some weapons, a few hundred rifles, some horses and mules. But they lost a lot of soldiers, so it wasn't. And the Division of the North was an army; it wasn't just bandits.
Mm-hmm.
But they did take really heavy casualties, and so when they fled back across the border, the U.S. Army quickly sent as many people as they could to that spot, and then General Pershing gathered up a task force, and then immediately, without requesting permission, crossed over into Mexico to chase after the Division of the North.
So they went into Mexico?
Yes.
Okay.
The Pershing's expedition, it lasted a few months, and they never captured General Francisco Villa. But they did fight a lot of battles and took a lot of casualties, and did do a lot of firsts for the U.S. Army.
Okay.
Like first use of airplanes, first use of trucks.
Huh. That's right, because airplanes, as far as use in World War I, were very infant stages. They not like they were in World War II. They were more to assist the Army as opposed to a primary function.
Yeah, they were reconnaissance, flying overhead, trying to find locations of things where the soldiers are, where the artillery is.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it was in northern Mexico, too.
Yeah. So was Pancho Villa wasn't part of the Mexican government. He was a revolution against the Mexican government?
Yes. It was, at that time, there were a couple different revolutionary groups, well, quite a few, because this was, I believe, Carranza was the president at that time. Huerta was removed, but there was the Diaz had his supporters, the supporters of a strong man running the government. Then you had Madero and Carranza. They were supporters of constitutional governments, and then you had Villa and Zapata, who were looking for land reform and regional autonomy, indigenous autonomy. And what was interesting about that is that Pancho Villa had a lot of mercenaries and European adventurers in his forces, because they were the sort of romantic cowboys and small-time ranchers looking for, regional autonomy, sort of revolutionaries.
So I'm guessing that whatever government of Mexico that thought they were predominantly in charge, I wonder what their reaction was to General Pershing, the United States Army invading Mexico, if you will.
Anger. Anger, but they knew they couldn't really do much about it without having another war with the United States. And it was 6 years into a revolution, and so it was not a very good time for them to add yet another enemy. So they're angry, but they said that they told the United States, just stay at that particular spot, don't go any further, and leave as soon as you can. We don't like you being here, but we can't do anything about it.
But in the end of the expedition, Pershing's expedition, they never did find Villa, did they?
No, they didn't find him. They eventually left, and Villa actually retired from the military side of things. He became a politician and then was assassinated a few years later.
Interesting history in this particular region. But Columbus, New Mexico was the scene of the raid and the battle in 1916 that led to Pershing's expedition and all that. Probably haven't been any foreign wars fought in New Mexico since then, I would think.
No, because after that, World War I mean, there was the concern that the Germans would try to link up with Mexico. And there were, in fact, German advisors, a lot of German weapons pouring in during the Mexican Revolution, but that never came to be, even though there were some actual efforts at plotting between the two countries that never came to be. But in World War II, Mexico was a U.S. ally and was also at war with Germany and Japan.
Right.
And after that, the only conflicts were whenever the National Guard was called up for students' protests and things like that.
Yeah.
In the 60s.
In the 60s, yeah.
Oh, and Tierra Amarilla, when there was that sort of attempted revolution happening, the National Guard was called up for that.
Right.
Back in, I think that was 1967.
I have to look that one up and verify that. Well, very intriguing history about the wars and conflicts actually fought on New Mexico soil, and I appreciate you sharing that series with us. Of course, next week will be Thanksgiving Day, and I know you'll be off and we'll not be doing a show, so we'll have you back in a couple of weeks if that's okay.
All right, yes, that'll be perfectly fine.
Good. And have a great Thanksgiving holiday, and we'll see you back here in a couple of weeks, okay?
All right, thank you.
All right, Michael Redman from the Artesia Historical Museum and Arts Center, and all very intriguing and interesting information about the past history of New Mexico. I've never been to Columbus, New Mexico, and that might be something to check out on one of these day trips or, tour New Mexico trips, just to drive down close to the border and see if there's any monuments or markers or things to remember past history and happening. Hey, that's it for the show today. Clay and Buck are coming up next, and Sean Hannity at 1, Mark Levin at 4, Armed American Daily Defense at 7, Clyde Lewis in the Ground Zero program at 8, and then George Norrie in the Coast to Coast AM in the overnight hours. We'll be back with a regular roundup of great guests for you on our Friday show, and look forward to having you back with us. If you missed any of our interviews or segments, we'll post them up on our Facebook pages and YouTube channel. We'll podcast them, if you will. Be sure and subscribe to our KSVP TV on YouTube. Have a great day, everyone.